Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Umineko playthrough. And yeah, today we've actually got some really quite interesting stuff going on, I'm assuming. Just look at the first line. Like, look at the line that is literally on the screen right now. I think we're going to learn a lot today. And yeah, it's actually really quite funny. It didn't even take a line. It didn't even take 2 lines for me to completely be shocked and for my entire understanding of this plot to have changed. I mean, obviously I knew that the servants knew of Beatrice's existence, and they obviously confirmed it in the last episode when Batara was, you know, we went to the kitchen. I think it was after Gorda was murdered, and well, wait, no, I think it was way after that. It was when obviously he was just trying to confirm everything. He was jumping on any lead he could, i.e. servants could potentially be suspicious. So yeah, let's read. So when the witch reached the entrance, Genji can be seen there. What? Genji welcomed the guests approaching from the entrance hall with a respectful bow. I've been... What the fuck? Wait, hang on a second. Does he actually know? Is he in on this? I've been waiting. Oh, he doesn't sound very surprised to see her. What? I just love how she actually says the names. Like, you can just tell how much malice is in how she, for example, you know, says the name Genji. It's been quite some time, Genji. Oh, you've gotten old. Yeah, she hasn't aged like a single bit, I'd assume. Jesus Christ. God, I really wonder who Genji was actually, I hate to say it, but brainwashed by. How did he have this attitude? Was he... Could you imagine if Genji was like, for example, Kanon and Shannon, and he's been doing this for his entire life? No matter how old it becomes, furniture carries out work like it's furniture, and like furniture until the very end. God. I remember how that man's wife used to be jealous of you. That's probably a bad question to ask. It's obviously going to be no. Is Kinzo doing well? Oh, he's doing extremely well. I don't think that's true, but okay. Interesting. That man's wife. That's probably Kinzo's wife. So yeah, that's an interesting thing we'll probably laugh about. yeah, I love that she just totally realizes that. Yeah, definitely. The witch probably laughed because she knew Kinzo's own doctor had announced that Kinzo didn't have long left to live. That's actually really quite surprising. How does she know that? What a ridiculous question to ask. Of course she would. However, if anyone actually looked at Kinzo and noticed this figure, which wasn't at all what you'd expect from somebody nearing the end of his life, they might easily call that doing extremely well. Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. The will he has to keep going and, you know, not to just end it all, really. Maybe that's what the witch was laughing about. Wait, what? Hang on a second. She's gonna try and greet him? But the only thing is Kinzo can't see Beatrice no matter what she does. Then let's just go and greet him. Yeah, that is actually going to be really interesting. I look forward to hurling curses at each other after 30 years. As the witch grinned, she started walking, leaving Genji behind. Damn. Her gait was like that of a family member who knew the inside of the mansion well. Yeah, that is interesting. Genji followed her in the manner of one who served a fare. Yeah. I mean, he kind of has to. Oh my god. Wait, you've got to be kidding me. Is she actually seeing Genji? At the time Gidia came out of the parlour. She'd probably gone out to fix her makeup or something. Oh. Yeah. And when she saw Genji following a witch... yeah, she can't exactly see Beatrice, though. She was surprised, although her expression did not change. I guess Kinzo had arrived despite him being almost dead. On the day of the family conference when the fate of inheritance was to be decided. Yeah, and furthermore, this person was familiar enough with the Ushinomiya family household that Genji was following behind her. Yeah, that is actually really quite funny. Yeah, Kiria immediately realised that this person she had never met before was deeply important. Wait, Kiria can see Beatrice? What? How? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good assumption to make. I'm just so surprised that she can actually see Beatrice. Kiria and the witch's eyes met. Yeah, realizing that it would be rude to pretend not to notice, she greeted the witch. Oh, I wonder if that's a mistake. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, very respectful greeting there. You're Rudolph's second wife, yes? Correct. This is Kirie-sama, Rudolph-sama's current wife. From this exchange, Kirie realized that this was a guest of fairly high rank. Yeah, definitely, yeah, even amidst the Uchinomiya family. And the fact that this was a guest on that level, coupled with her resemblance to the portrait in the entrance hall, yeah, made Kirie's eyes instantly open wide. Yep. Well, she definitely knows her stuff. Oh my god! Wait, you have got to be kidding me! God, that is a properly weird portrait. Wait, so this portrait has just magically changed? What the fuck? Or is that just a sort of, I don't know, a sort of indication to the resemblance Kirie is actually seeing in Beatrice to the portrait? I'm Kirie. Just gotta, oh, right. I'm Kirie. I wonder if this is our first. No, it's not, but it's the first time she's actually seen. If we had met before, I apologize for forgetting your name. Yeah, that is actually interesting that she can totally see through Kirie. I kind of get that though. So you intend to force me to say my name, even though you already have a vague idea of the answer. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, she's been totally seen through. Fucking hell. Yeah, just the way Beatrice actually talks to Kirie, it's really indicative of her high status. Kirie thought she'd given a social and humble greeting. I know, I agree. But the fact that she can actually see through that really shows that she knows humans so well. Her expression grew slightly cloudy at that openly oppressive response. Fair, yeah. At any rate, this didn't seem to be a person she could grow to like. Understandable. I mean, she's probably going to kill everyone. Yeah, definitely, yeah. But if Kirie's guesses were correct, this witch probably held a vital key to her own husband, to what her own husband was most interested in. Yeah, something that couldn't help but influence tonight's family conference. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So without shooting back a retort, Kirie silently watched her go up the stairs to the second floor, with Genji following. Oh my god, I know! How do you respond to that? I don't know, you could just pretend as if nothing has ever happened, just say, how are you? How was your day? Oh my god, oh, fair! So when somebody tapped her shoulder from behind, she was so surprised she almost choked. It was Natsuhi. Interesting. Kirie-san. Yeah, tell Natsuhi that I really think she's going to believe it. Why are you standing still in a place like this? Are you not feeling well? I'm sorry. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if she actually thinks... I wonder if she doubts the existence of what she actually saw. Oh, you mean the Golden Witch, Beatrice? Yeah, definitely. The one whose gold was supposedly necessary for the revived Dushidomiya family we see today. Yeah. Well, I don't really think it's a story anymore. Quite a fantastical story, just what Mum might expect from father. Natsuhi spoke in a perfectly ordinary way. It was the sort of comment you'd expect from somebody convinced that the thought of a witch existing was ridiculous. No more than another of Kinzo's rambling. Yeah, fair. Yeah. However, for some reason, that point of view didn't seem to quite didn't seem quite right to Kirie now. Just a moment ago, she herself had seen the Golden Witch come in from the entrance hall and climb up the stairs. By the way, I do find it really quite interesting that Beatrice doesn't actually wear her dress. I wonder what the significance of that is. So Natsuhi's words made it feel as though someone was trying to deny the existence of that person. Or else make it seem like she was never there to begin with. Oh my god, could you imagine if that was just a really weird hallucination she's actually seeing? But at the same time, like, there is no Hinamizawa syndrome in the air. You cannot just tie a hallucination to anything. Like, there has to be a vivid cause. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm getting a bit of a headache. Yeah, fair. I think I'll rest for a little while. That's sensible, yeah. Well, I can definitely relate. Oh, that's lucky. Then I have some good headache medicine. I don't know if she's being genuine or if she's just trying to get us out, get out of this. I'll get it for you. Yeah, interesting that. Wonder what's going to happen after this. Oh, yeah, we're probably getting Genji and Beatrice's point of view here. I mean, they've walked up the stairs now. Yep, they're going to the father's room. The hallway in front of Ginzo's study was filled with the scent of sweet poison! And peculiar to that green liqueur. Yeah. Genji, who was completely used to it, did not grimace. Oh, yeah. Yeah, interesting that. I really wonder what the significance of that smell is. And the Golden Witch didn't grimace either. Yeah, how long has he been in there since he last left? Jesus fucking Christ. I believe it has already been several years. Yeah, that is an interesting... Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really know. That's actually a really quite interesting thought. Like, yeah, as in, he's desperate to have Beatrice constantly by his side, and, you know, Beatrice not being able to go anywhere apart from that. Interesting. Is he that desperate to turn me into a bird in a cage? How pitiful. God, yeah, but now you're the bird in the cage. He quite literally is, yeah. You're the ghost of his study, are you not? Yeah, fair. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Until he meets you again, he will probably continue his research, even after literally becoming a ghost. Don't even disagree, that's the funny thing. Several years, Jesus Christ. To be honest, I think all of... Maybe not the third one, but definitely the first two. Not so much the second one, actually. I don't know. I think calling it mania and madness is really bad. Oh, I don't know. I think it's just a bit too far-fetched. Is it love or madness or a delusion? And yes, perhaps even those can form magical power was strong enough. Yeah, it's interesting, just a total disgust. Yeah, you stab magician. Yeah, and I don't blame her, it's perfectly normal. The witch grasped the doorknob to the study. What the fuck? When she did, there was a sound like that of flesh burning and splitting open. What? It was the sound of the doorknob literally burning the witch's hat. What? Beatrice-sama. What is this? What against magic? God, the detest. Is that person unable to get by without relying on something like that? A ward against magic? That's actually really quite interesting. So, yeah, I mean, he wants to see Beatrice, and yet he has a ward that is literally against magic. I love that she calls it a ward, by the way. I've heard that this door will cause you great pain, Beatrice-sama. But at the same time, if the door causes her great power, yeah, because of the scorpion, that actually confirms that, you know, Maria's scorpion charm, it did have an effect that wasn't a total lie. It did actually work. That's the weirdest thing. Shall I open it?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Is she just going to knock it through? Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable, and she won't be able to escape from this island no matter what she does. I suppose even though she has an entire island, I suppose you could call that her cage, really. No, it's fine. If he wins, I'll be in a bird in a cage for all eternity. If he loses, only the life of a laughingstock will be left. The life of a pitiful magician who went mad with love and lost everything. It's actually really quite interesting that that she thinks, you know, the madness created by love has actually made him lose everything. Already, Kinzo and even I are nothing more than pieces laid out on the game board. Yeah, that is interesting. I just don't really see how Kinzo can win, though, genuinely. All that is left is for the roulette to decide who wins and who loses. Interesting. At the same time, though, because of the roulette actually showing its result, like, because Kinzo will go more and more mad of love, he'll probably have more of a motive to meet Beatrice, so whatever he's thinking and whatever he's going to roll on the roulette, really, it's going to be stronger because of the fact that, you know, he just has an increased desire to actually see her. That's my assumption. The witch looked at her hand, which was beginning to heal bit by bit, even though it had been horribly, but Jesus Christ, that must be painful. Well, perhaps that is why he has this ward here in the first place. Yes, perhaps that is even honourable in its own way. By now, everything sits on top of Kinzo's game board. I like it, Kinzo. Allow me to enjoy my game with you. Yeah, that is interesting. God damn. Allow me to enjoy the failure of the final go. Yeah, interesting. His failure. She literally knows that he is going to fail. Of the old magician who fell in love with me and threw away his entire life. Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, like I said before, I don't even disagree. Yeah, that is an interesting place to stop it at. What's the time now? 1 PM? Or AM? Well, PM. Wonder what's going to be next. Please tell me it's in... Who is it? Ooh. And it's actually really quite interesting. This is just the beginning of Beatrice actually challenging Kinzo. I really do wonder if, firstly, Kinzo's actually going to be able to see Beatrice. Why he has made this, you know, room magic resistant. It is odd. Who is it? Oh! Excuse me. Oh my god, I brought lunch. Enter. I just find it really quite interesting that Connell literally sees Beatrice, but because of his position, he has to remain indifferent. He can't, like, be concerned or whatever because, well, he probably has dehumanized himself so much that maybe he doesn't even feel concerned. It's hard to tell. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. After receiving approval, Connell entered the VIP room, pushing the serving cart that carried lunch. Yeah, he's definitely not having it with everyone else. The servants call this room the Witch's VIP room. Oh, right. That's because Kinzo strictly ordered that it always be kept clean, so that it could be used any time. Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. Even so, guests would not be allowed in this room, no matter who they were, apart from Natsuhi, but let's not mention her. That's why, at some point, the servants had started calling it the VIP room, which is supposed to be set aside only to welcome the special person Keen's waited for. God, that really is sad. Yeah, that is interesting. The witch from that portrait. And today, Conan realised that this is absolutely... Yeah. What? Hang on a second. What? This study looks totally different to... Or is this just a different angle of the study that we've never seen before? When he entered the room, the blonde-haired witch was gazing out of the window. Yeah. God damn. God, so he's made an entire amazing room only for Beatrice. Jesus Christ. Maybe this is where he actually went when he first left the house. Keen's when vitamin D. But how do you live like him? Like, genuinely. Also, the rain was no longer falling weekly. As she looked out at the beautiful rose garden, which had been tended over several days for today's as she saw the winds and rain ravage it, was she struck by some sentimental feelings? Yeah, that is interesting. Conan was not able to tell anything more from her back, which faced him. I'll prepare the meal. Beatrice-sama. Yeah, interesting. Conan went out of his way to call out the witch's name, hoping that she'd turn around. He wanted to know if... Yeah, fair, yeah. I mean, obviously everything would point to that direction, but yeah, he still wants to confirm it. He wanted to know if the witch who'd tempted him and Shannon in the past really had appeared again. When he did, the witch's... Yeah, interesting that. When he did, the witch whose name had been called laughed, her back still facing him. Holding back her voice, she laughed. Conan was startled. Yeah, you really wouldn't have expected that. It was almost as though she had read his mind and knew that he had called out to her, hoping to make her turn around. It's interesting. I think it's just the wisdom of somebody that is so fucking old. You see through people in a way that nobody could ever really imagine. Yeah, that is weird. Smells good. Yep. It appears Kraus hired a good cook. Yes. He's called Gorda and was employed here recently. Yeah, fair. See what she means. There's nothing better than being skilled at cooking. That's interesting. I wonder what she thinks the 3 pillars of pleasure are. That's really quite odd. Delicious food completes the 3 pillars of pleasure for living in the human world. No, I see what you mean, actually. I mean, I suppose a new meal, no matter where you go, is something new. It's something odd. It's something that you can really enjoy without... I mean, obviously, if you had the meal countless times, then, yeah, forget what I said, but... Yeah. It is the secret to preventing boredom after 1,000 years. Yeah. Conan and the witch's eyes met. Oh my god. Yeah, then she grinned. Is it just because of the, total resentment and fear Conan actually feels? Without a doubt. Certainly. This is certainly... Yeah, the witch from that day, Beatrice! The witch that no one but he and Shannon could see in the past. Oh, I don't think that's true. Finally held a form and had arrived openly as a guest through the entrance. I know, that's the weird part. Beatrice. It has been a long time. Oh god, yeah, Conan the furniture. It has. It has been quite some time. Yeah, he is totally nervous, my god. Kind of try to remember to be polite to this guest for the time being. Oh, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, he probably really fucking hates. Yeah, that's really not surprising. But the visit of this suspicious witch made dark clouds start to enshroud. Oh, yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, especially considering that today was the family conference. Yeah, I know. Not only because of the fact that, you know, he's tried to completely ruin the love life of Shannon and also, you know, himself, really, but, well, I suppose now he's totally enshrouded in the belief that, you know, he is furniture. Completely dehumanized himself. So, yeah, something actually trying to take away that belief. That would be my assumption of something that, you know, is really, really bad to him. You're a bit to be uneasy about what I plan to do now that I have appeared. Am I right? Yeah, I think that kind of didn't force an answer. This witch probably reads my... Yeah, no, I don't disagree. So it's pointless to go to the trouble saying it out loud. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's properly weird. I do find it really interesting beforehand when Beatrice was saying that she already knows all of Basila's moves. This is why. How the genuine hell can you win against an opponent that can literally infer what you were thinking? Did the witch giggled at Connell's childish defiance? I came to fulfill my final promise with Kinzo. Your final promise with the master. Yeah, I lent Kinzo a mountain of gold. Yeah. When Kinzo gives that up, it will be returned to me with interest. Yeah, as in, like, everybody's lives. I came to accept that interest tonight. Wait. Yeah, fair. I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, so, hang on a second. So, if the interest is everyone's lives, does that mean she's literally going to kill everybody here tonight? What the fuck? However, uncertainty began to gather in his heart. Oh, yeah. Yes, agreed. Yeah, whatever the switch had to say, it couldn't be anything good. There's no mistake. How the fuck can you tell this? I'm gonna get that you're 1,000 years old, but still, it's just absurd. You know, how much she can read these people. Whenever witches have something to say, it's never anything good. That is so creepy. You were correct. However, like scissors. Oh, that is interesting. The potential of witches depends entirely on how they are used. Sometimes there are those like King Solomon who succeed in great exploits. Wait, who the hell is King Solomon? Never actually... Oh, King of Ancient Israel. I'm just trying to find a... So, third and last king of ancient Israel, who was renowned for his wisdom, writings, and building projects. Alright. Yeah, so there's a lot of magical powers that are actually associated with the Key of Solomon, written during the Renaissance period. Alright. I don't know, I don't really get anything, I don't really get much on magical connotations. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really get much. But, yeah, that is actually interesting, that. Yeah, so, as in... Well, he was actually famous. I think I remember reading that he was famous for building, i.e. temples, so that could maybe say, like, he has made success after exploiting a great amount of people to build buildings under his name. Reminds me of the poem Ozymandias, if you know it. Yeah, however, most who make use of us end up meeting a cruel fate, just like in fairy tale. Yeah, ironically, Kinzo. Yeah, and it is interesting that Kinzo's fate follows the traditional conventions of a fairy tale. Oh. Well, what I've seen has, but not to Beatrice, it looks like. But Kinzo is crafty. He has incorporated even my collection of the interest into his ceremony. Oh, that is... God, I really wonder what this ceremony is actually going to be. Is he an absurdly powerful magician who can surpass even me? Oh, that is interesting that it's so hard to actually tell. He's either a really, really powerful magician or he's somebody that's totally consumed by his love for Beatrice, and yeah, that's interesting. I really wonder what Ginzo's ceremony is going to be, though. The one that summons Beatrice. Or at least that's what I'm assuming. Amusing. Amusing. Truly amusing. Oh my god, yeah, fair. Conan couldn't guess what the witch was muttering and laughing about. No, I see, yeah. Oh, he knew. Was there anything that made his witch laugh? Fair, yeah. Must have the exact opposite meaning for everyone else. Yeah, in the back of his mind. And in the back of his mind, the horrifying words the witch had spat at him in the past began to... Oh yeah, understandable, yeah. Yeah, I wonder what he's actually going to remember. Oh my god, yeah, fair. What, did you think I'd lend you my power and ask for nothing in exchange? I'll gladly assist a pair in love. Yeah, so that it can... Yeah, an exchange. And in exchange, I'll enjoy watching the cruel fate they'll eventually meet. It is interesting, so if you do anything that is really affiliated with magicians or witches, well, no, witches giving you something, it's almost instantly going to be a bad fate. It's weird, that. I've never even come across a better show, not over the course of 1,000... Yeah, that especially. Oh! Could it be that you... Has he realised? Yeah, she enjoys this shit. Oh, this is interesting. Behold the sweet rich river running through my beloved hometown. Now that is actually really quite interesting. Could you imagine if... wait, what is the connotation? Because... For this, because obviously everything else completely linking to the epitaph, she literally kills in the pattern of it. But what about this? This is the one, like, everything beforehand is something we never actually... Wait, you were about to begin at me. When she says when she says my beloved hometown, is she actually talking about her point of view herself? I wonder. I mean, yeah, behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the Golden Land, follow its path downstream in search of the key. Yeah, the witch suddenly began to recite a bizarre poem. It was something he remembered hearing. Oh yeah, I wonder where. God damn. Could it be the witch's epitaph? There was no mistake. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yes, it was the epitaph that accompanied the portrait of the witch Kinzo had put on display. Yeah, the relatives had guessed that it referred to the location of the hidden gold. But no one... Exactly, yeah, but no, God, they're going to find out at the very, very end. But no one knew what it meant for sure. The witch suddenly began reciting that epitaph. Kanon. God. Since you have furniture, I imagine you've heard about it from Kinzo. The day when everything will be returned to the Golden Land has come. Rejoice. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting. I wonder if Kanon's going to believe this. Rejoice, the day when you will be free from the shame of living as furniture has finally arrived. Oh, that is interesting. Well, the only thing is you don't have to live as furniture for the entirety of your life. You can get out there, do stuff. Or you can die. Yeah, I think it's obvious which one is better for Kanon. And I'm not talking about death, no way. I believe you've wanted that for a long time. Oh, God. I hate the manipulation she does because it's so targeted at these people. She knows every single thing about them so that she can, so she can make a perfect manipulative comment, really. To furniture which finds no value in its own existence, many existing day-to-day must be nothing but agony. Yeah, God, no, fair. Yeah, that is interesting. God damn. To those with souls, this world is worth clinging to. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But to those without souls find this world to be full of nothing but suffering. You don't have to be without a soul to find it. If anything, you could have a soul that is just extremely damaged. God, I mean. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting that she's basically saying, she's trying to provoke Kanon and, yeah, then she's basically trying to say, you're gonna die, but feel good about it. Yeah, God, I do see what she means, though. Existing without confidence, without happiness, without anything fun-related. It must be awful. Complicated expressions littered around Kanon's face. Yeah. This is the day of release that Kanon had been looking for. What? Oh my God. Oh, that is interesting. However, the coming of this day had been mercilessly sudden. Oh yeah, definitely. So when he says the day of release, does he mean... Well, it's interesting. So I wonder if the time for which somebody is actually a servant is really quite short. It's not for the entirety of their lives. They can bail out anytime. Well, there's a certain time they can actually bail out of the job in. And for some reason, he didn't like the hateful tone used by this witch as she informed him of the coming of this long-awaited day of rest. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, Kanon couldn't even decide what emotions he should be feeling. Fair, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Interesting. Why do you not rejoice? Because you actually have some regrets left in the real world. God, I hate that she tries so hard to dehumanize him. I have no regrets. Because Jesus, I get what she means. He sees no bloody value in himself. It's horrible. You truly are a model specimen of furniture. How nice, how nice. Yeah, because of the fact that there is no grief if there is no regret. However, it won't be any fun if you don't have any regrets at all. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Are you saying regrets are how you find pleasure? I do find it really quite interesting, by the way. When Shannon actually died in episode 1, he just stood there. But at the same time, that was what gave him a regret. It's what gave him the sadness and empathy that, you know, he obviously had as a result of seeing her dead. So maybe that was why Shannon was killed first, even though she was really nice to the witch. So that, you know, Kanon could feel as much pain as possible. I wonder. I love that she doesn't even fail to admit it. That is correct. Yeah, God, so just force the killing of other people on them. It's absurd. Most witches who live for 1,000 years get tired of life. Yeah. In order to escape boredom, I adorn people's fates with fruit and brandy and cook them like cake. Yeah, that is interesting. Oh, I really like that analogy. I find for humans tossing through oppressive fates inside an oven to be so very entertaining. Yeah, you just hate the oven and then they're fucking burnt to a crisp, and obviously they will never come back again. Yeah, and like somebody being burnt to a crisp, their faces are not very pleasant when they're dead. Yeah, as in, she offers real temptation to people's fates, and then she, I don't know. Yeah, that is interesting. She just reduces anything the fate could actually be. What? How? Ah, yes, I kill entire families. Wow. No, sorry. Because I'm bored. We can't forget about that. You see, I'm actually a tad famous in this regard. Yeah, that is interesting. Maybe that could be Burncastle. And yeah, so much so that the rare guests come from far away to see my skill at cooking. Well, they may not be human, as in they've totally dehumanized themselves, but at the same time they still do have the brains of humans. Yeah! Oh god, that's bad. Yeah, but the only reason I understand it is because obviously I know Beatrice before, so I understand this. Connor couldn't understand what the witch was saying. However, he fully realised that this was a terrifying being who... Yeah, exactly, yeah, who treated the fate of humans as a show, enjoying it whenever some harm befell them. Exactly, yeah. However, furniture has no solar life, much or less a fate. Pitiful furniture does nothing but serve until the day they're released from the... Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, to furniture like that, the witch who had come to release them from everything was a being to be received with overflowing affection. I do find it really quite interesting, this, because obviously you're saying, like, all servants that, you know, they have nothing else they can actually do in their life, they have nothing else they want to do in life, but at the same time they have no emotion to actually be able to switch to something else. I mean, obviously this is really extreme attitude, but yeah, it's really not surprising considering the facts that, you know, these people were basically raised with beliefs like this, especially because of the fact that, you know, they've been from an orphanage, well, they've had this belief for all their time, and it's just absolutely horrible. It really is horrible that, you know, Beatrice saying, like, come on, I'm going to release you from life is like a blessing to these people because they just see no value in it. And heck, they don't even humanize themselves. It's absurd. I just can't imagine being confident with the thought that you're just so disconnected from humanity in your head. It's really weird. Yeah, that is... God, that's horrible. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting because that can just show that, you know, Kanon will only work and he's just longing for the day where that work stops, i.e. when his life ends. It's horrible, I mean, God, to have that little hope. Even the day Kanon should have been waiting impatiently for her come. He was confused by his own inability to accept it easily. Yeah, it's probably because of Beatrice and how shady she is. Why was it? What was it? The face of Shannon, the person he loved as a sister, rose to mind. Yeah, exactly. There's a love there, which, you know, no person that is furniture and that is completely dehumanized would actually feel. If you're dehumanized, you don't feel love to another person. That's a regret there. Oh, God, that's horrible. I think that just really shows that if he didn't have this attitude, he could actually have so much fun with her. And for some reason, Jessica's face did too. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, Connor bit his lower lip hard enough that it hurt. Thinking about Jessica like that was something furniture must never do. Yeah, exactly. Like, he is so... Like, the rules of what he actually needs to do in his job are ingrained into his head so much that, you know, he will never ever step outside what he should and shouldn't do. It's horrible. Even though he had thought he'd known... Even though he thought he'd known that. Even though he complained about Shannon's relationship. Why was it that Jessica rose into his mind at a time like this? Well, it's because he would actually regret to lose her, I'd assume. He felt a little shameful at his own naivety. I think maybe it's just his subconscious actually telling him, like, this person is someone you actually like, and you would miss. And to forget about Jessica, he turned his thoughts to Shannon. Yeah, I do find it interesting that Shannon is also God, yeah, she has no reason not to rejoice at the coming of the day when all will return to nothing. Yes, she does, George. But Shannon, yeah, through her relationship with George, has experienced an emotion forbidden to damn. Even though she isn't qualified to be bonded with him, she's still trapped in a dream that she isn't allowed to have. Yeah, I do find that really quite interesting. Like, the rules and boundaries of the relationship don't actually allow them to actually have this relationship. It's such a brutal way of thinking, though. I mean, my God, she only loves the person that, you know, she feels she really, really wants in her life, and yet, you know, she can't have it because it's not allowed. Like, my God, I couldn't imagine if I was in her shoes. Fucking hell. Will Shannon... No way be able to joyfully accept this development. No, she won't. Exactly, yeah. Shannon still has lingering regrets. Exactly, yeah. Those would probably become a great source of pain and torture for her. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting that in life, if you have regrets, you can never fully leave. And attachments as well, because obviously all regrets stem from attachments. And those lingering regrets were planted by none other than this... Yeah, it is interesting that. Why? Because that would be more interesting. I know it's absurd. I mean, look at, for example, Kanon. Like, you know, the things, because he obviously views the relationship as with Shannon and George as a totally awful thing because of the fact that, you know, eventually it will just lead into shambles, and he knows this because of the fact that he trusts Beatrice so little after having heard this. And yeah. Just because of Beatrice's entertainment, this guy has, you know, he just... Everything's fucked up for him, just because of one person's interest. I mean, my God. Yeah, definitely. Exactly, yeah. I think it's just so awful that, you know, he, as Shannon's colleague, just assumes that Shannon basically has exactly the same way of thinking, i.e., you know, this dehumanized and horrible way of thinking. This day that Shannon should have been waiting impatiently for will probably be a harsh burden for her. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, giving her emotions that she must never experience. Jesus Christ. That's absurd. Well, I suppose because Cannon's so used to it, it's easier to go to the side that's totally dehumanized. I thank you for granting me, us furniture, the day of our releases. Yeah, understandable. And I hate you for making this day so difficult for someone to accept. No, but at the same time, I mean, obviously he has a grudge, but as a piece of quote-unquote furniture, he shouldn't be, you know, being disrespectful to guests, even though he may hate them. I.e., he hates Natsuhi, but he's never disrespectful to her, because obviously he will definitely be punished. I do find it really quite interesting. He just assumes that Shannon is, you know, awaiting death, really, with open arms as well. Yeah, that is interesting. I wanted to make you suffer from your regrets as well, just like Shannon. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, but at the same time, I think in the previous story, Jess was never ever killed. Jessica was never really loved by, well, they'd never done the whole magic thing that involved Kanon potentially falling in love with Jessica. So yeah, extra regret stemming from that, I suppose. Well, maybe not that, but Shannon definitely. However, you continue to live like furniture with foolish honesty, never getting in snub with me. Yeah. And yet it seems you love Shannon a little too dearly, right? Yeah, that's interesting. Oh God, Shannon's regrets are now your... What? Yes. Definitely, with those feelings transformed into hatred for me. I mean, God, they really are filled with it at the moment. Yeah, I do find it interesting. You've really got to discipline your mind, and you've got to make it so that you aren't affected by the witch whatsoever. And I suppose this is what Battler kind of has. Instead of being affected mentally by the witch, he's just trying to... Well, he has been affected mentally, but at the same time, he's using that to try and overthrow her, really. Yeah, interesting. Foolish honesty. Yeah, so Shannon's regrets are his regrets just because of the attachment he has to him. Interesting. I don't really... I think that is just like a suicide mission. Why would you do that? If you wish to kill me, give it a try. Yeah, it's just like saying... Jump to the moon and back. What? Wait, is he genuinely being serious? Or is he just saying something to totally manipulate and provoke him? And maybe get him into a lot of trouble as well? As Kinzo's furniture, you should have at least that much power, right? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so Kanon does actually somehow have the power to kill Beatrice, but at the same time, obviously, if he does, then, you know, his colleagues won't actually be able to have that day of release. It's just so horrible that these people are basically just living like humanoid Cybermen, and they're just having an entirely emotionless life, really. However, if you kill me, then the day of rest for furniture will not come from all eternity. God, could you bear to live with that?
わらわによる解放を本当に拒むことができるのか
Are you truly capable of resisting when I try to release you?
ひざまずけ
Neo? What?
何を
What? That's a bit
ひ
random.
ざまずきわらわの靴に口づけをするがよい
You can so tell that she really, really is just doing this for entertainment purposes. Neo and kiss my
さも
shoes.
なくばわらわはこの場を立ち去ろうぞ
Otherwise I will leave this place.
帰りて永遠に姿を現さぬ
Yeah, I don't really think that's going to be true, but okay. I'll go back and never show myself again for all eternity.
No カノン
So Kanon.
そなたはそれに耐えられるのか
God. Why? I just genuinely... I mean, it really just has the makings of such a powerful person inciting all of their boredom on these powerless people, really. God, because obviously she has so much to offer for these people. Like, I mean, for example, the servants, they have so little value of life that they just want to be released. They want death. God, that's so horrible. Is he actually doing it?
黄金鏡の扉が開かれればそなたの苦難に満ちた家具の生は終わろう
Yeah, and I do find it really interesting that which is manipulation, making Kanon and, for example, Shannon as well. You know, he's done it to both of them, make them totally dependent on her. If the door to the Golden Land is opened, your hard life as furniture will end.
望むならば
Yeah.
人間としての生を与えてもよい
Interesting. If you desire, I can even give you a life as a... Jesus fucking Christ, they don't even view them as human
さ
beings.
すればもはやジェシカとは対等
Interesting that she mentions that. She knows everywhere where, you know, he could possibly be provoked. Maybe not so much Jessica, but at the same time it could be the leading of... It could be the thing that starts provocation, really. After that, you'll be on the same level as
貴
Jessica.
様も知りたいはずだ
Yeah, you think so.
恋の味が
Surely you want to experience the taste of love.
隠そうとも知っておるぞ
There's no point in trying to hide it.
甘き恋の沼にて溺れるシャノンを見てそなたは羨ましがっている
That is interesting. After seeing Shannon indulging in the sweet sea of love... I love that analogy so much. Yeah, you grew jealous.
恋の味を知りたくてうずうずしておるのよ
You're sorely tempted to know the taste of love.
やめろ
Wait,
やめろ
hang on a second. So what is he actually doing? Stop it, stop it.
僕を再び籠絡するつもりか
Exactly, yeah. I think that is totally what has happened. Shannon obviously has, you know, fallen victim to it. But at the same time, I really wonder if this could potentially be, you know, you trying to ensnare me again.
お前を楽しませるための
Yeah, I
お
love
もちゃ
that,
になり果
yeah.
てたりしない
Oh, maybe you're reduced to a toy for your own amusements.
ほうならばシャノンで満足するとしよ
Oh my god, then I'll be satisfied with Shannon
うま
alone.
いた種はそなただけではないのでな
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is the bad thing because obviously Shannon feels a little bit of trust in Beatrice. She feels a little bit of gratefulness. Well, indebted, I remember. Yeah, after all, you aren't the only one who was implanted with a
時には
seed.
実を結ばぬ果実もある
Yeah, yeah, even fruiting plants sometimes fail to bear fruit after all.
鍵を手にせし者は以下に従いて黄金鏡へ旅立つべし
The one who obtains the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules.
第一の番に
Yeah, that is
鍵を選
weird.
びし6人を生贄に捧げよ
What is the key, though? On the first twilight, offer the six chosen by the
第
first
2
key.
の番に
Chosen by the key
残され
sacrifices.
し者は寄り添う2人を引き裂け
Yeah, wait, those who wait, so on the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close. That's actually really quite interesting. So it's saying as if somehow the people that are alive tear apart the people that are close. So all of the people that were alive when Eva and George were murdered, Hideyoshi were murdered. Not George, God no, he was murdered right at the end. But yeah, it's interesting to say, according to the epitaph, they were the people that actually tore them apart. That is really weird. Yeah, the witches recited the epitaph again. It was so sudden and diverged so strongly from the current public. No, I see what you mean, actually. God, proper temptation though. She's really, really good at this, and you know, like Kanon said, ensnaring them and feeling a degree of dependency. It's probably just so that they can, well, she can use them, and also something can happen. I don't know. Depends really. It really is random though, like genuinely. Yeah, it does diverge from the current topic. However, that challenging smile made it seem almost as though she was using that epitaph as a threat against Yeah, because it totally... Do you not understand? Yeah, no, I do find that really interesting because obviously it could be Eva and George, but at the same time, Hideyoshi, stop saying that. Eva and Hideyoshi, but at the same time it could be Shannon and George. There we are, now finally time to say George. Do you not understand? For the ceremony of the epitaph to succeed, at the second twilight, though two who were close must be offered as sacrifices. Yeah. I know, it could be Shannon, and obviously because she really, really wants to ensnare Kanon for some reason. Well, it's just from, you know, like Kanon said, the boredom and becoming, you know, her toy. A marionette, I suppose. A husband and wife, or even a pair of... Yes, exactly, yeah. Interesting. I really wonder what actually makes her decide. According to the rules of the ceremony, who will be selected is up to me to decide on a whim. I know. That's the worst thing though, because obviously I really wonder how this ties in with the first episode, by the way. But that's the worst though. I mean, like, you know, Beatrice... It's turned out well, the magic she was aiming to use that would turn her life into shambles. So, you know, she will never let that pass. She will try to find another way to kill her. God, it's just so horrible how human lives are literally played with here. Like, genuinely. They are her playthings. Oh, God. You dirty. Kanon realised something. Oh. Until today, he thought he'd given up everything else and lived as furniture, acting like... What the fuck? Until today? What? How? But in reality, that wasn't true. Yeah, that is interesting. That even though Beatrice was trying to ensnare Kanon and totally make him fooled and, you know, just tempted into believing in her, really. Well, I think the more people believe into Beatrice and the more people depend on her and obviously, well, support what she's doing, the more power she has. Because that obviously explains why Bastila not believing in Beatrice is so detrimental to the amount of power she actually has. Yeah, that is interesting. And it's interesting that, you know, Beatrice trying to completely ensnare him has actually made him realise something really important about himself. Therefore, when Shannon was in pain, yeah, Kanon shared in that. If only Shannon had continued to live as furniture. Oh, God, I know. That is interesting. If only Shannon had continued to live in furniture, indifferently like Kanon, without any regrets in this world, he wouldn't have to be in so much pain. It is interesting, though, that Shannon actually being a human and, you know, I suppose her having so much in her life that she's built up, really, and all of the awful things that... It's interesting that being human actually causes problems with these people, like being normal is problematic. Yeah, but that is interesting. Because of Shannon's humane aspect, they've actually had a relationship and, you know, they really, really like each other as friends. I love this music so much, by the way. It's so good. The witch planned to toy with Shannon. I know who had known the taste of love. Oh, God. Yeah, that's fair, actually. No, whom she had taught the taste of love. She killed her. I know. Oh, yeah, I like that he sees through that. Totally. She wouldn't be welcomed into the Golden Land and granted a compassionate release. Instead, if the witch had her way, she'd be used as a sacrifice, subjected to the utmost of torture and pain. God, yeah, and forcibly turned into a human foundation for this evil ceremony. And this witch would probably make Shannon meet this horrible fate for no reason other than that it was amusing to her. Exactly, I know, that's the worst thing. It really is. If there was an actual motive here that was rational, I mean, that would be bad enough. But the fact that it's for her own entertainment, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's warped. Truly barbaric, this. Yeah, it is interesting that, yeah, toy with her as she dies. It is interesting. I really do wonder what this evil ceremony is actually going to be that Kanon thinks is actually going to happen. Because obviously, after everyone's died, we don't know what's happening with them. Because there were witches involved, do things happen to their souls, their spirits? Who knows? It's really hard to tell. Yeah, I don't disagree. Furthermore, she was threatening to do this so that she could make Kanon, who would never submitted to the witch, finally give it. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't disagree. It was that simple. In the end, though he had tried to resist the witch and avoid pleasing her. Yeah, he had only made things more amusing for her. Yeah, after all, he was furniture. No, a toy. Yeah, they were nothing but toys, only meant to distract her from her bot. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that is actually really quite interesting because of Kanon's oppression to the witch. When one that he loves finally dies, and he obviously feels immense grief, maybe he'll either think less rationally and believe in the witch and give in, or maybe, well, he won't want to live. He'll just be so crushed with grief that he won't care and he will actually give in to the witch. But yeah, I suppose he doesn't really want to give in to the witch because of the fact that you know, he doesn't want to satisfy this awful person who has tried to ruin, you know, a person like Shannon's life just because of boredom relief. Damn. Oh my god, I know. What will you do, Kanon? Yeah, exactly, this is the worst thing. Because you can either give in to the witch or you can't. What is it going to be? What will you do, Kanon? If you knew, I might refrain from choosing Shannon as a sacrifice, see? Yeah, that really is bad. No, but the only thing is now, does he go through the humiliation of having surrendered? Or does he save his fucking friend's life? Potentially, we don't even know if that's going to be true, by the way. I've always wanted to make a toy like you surrender someday. Oh yeah, her expression, God. God, her laugh. Fucking hell. Yeah, without even a fragment of elegance, the witch sneered at Kanon and laughed incidentally. Yeah. That's right. She predicted Kanon's submission. What the fuck? Even before he made that decision himself. Oh, that is actually really interesting. You have got to be kidding me. Is Kanon actually going to do it? Oh my god! Yeah, I do find that really quite interesting. The only reason he's actually giving in to the witch is because of the fact that, you know, he's as human as, well, he's as furniture-like as a human can be, really. He has the potential to become a totally normal human being, but he just doesn't. Shannon, on the other hand, makes him have to do this. Yeah, Conan chose to get down on both knees in front. Oh my god. Yeah, it didn't matter what happened to himself. However, the one thing he couldn't bear to see... Understandable, yeah. Oh, yeah. Was Shannon, who had given him his only reason to live during his days as furniture, being toys like this. I do find it really interesting that the only reason Conan wants to live is Shannon. That was why... Yeah, because in the shoes of the witch was an easy oath for Conan to make. When his quivering lips actually touches the witch's shoe, Beatrice let a look of ecstasy rise to her face. Oh god, yeah, then laughed with a voice filled to... Oh god. Why is it red? Oh, it's just totally highlighting the evil-ass emotion that is in the room. At the moment, the witch, who had grown bored of life after 1,000 years, was completely filled with the evil emotion that she lived for. Oh, interesting. A massive crash of thunder. More people have given in, resulting in more power. And that thunderbolt signifies it. That's my assumption. Yeah, my god, a little bit less vivid here. Fucking hell. Yeah, it really is interesting, this. God, I feel bad. That must be so embarrassing. But at the same time, it's better than losing your loved one. But even though, the thing that's really bad about this is she's eventually going to die. It's inevitable. Why can you trust somebody like this? Why would you ever do so? To not give in to the witch here would be one of the most selfish things to do. When lunch ended, the relatives moved to the parlour. Oh, interesting. So I wonder what this is going to be. Oh, yeah. Rosa had bought a high-class brand of black tea from a famous store in Ginza. Oh, where is Ginza? I'm kind of curious. Fucking hate this keyboard. Tokyo. Let's see what we can find on images. Yeah, this looks amazing. Oh god, look at this. Oh, that's so fucking cool. That really is. God damn. Oh, shopping district. Right. Oh my god, I'm really interested now. Yeah, so Jesus Christ. This really looks like China. This place here. I'll see if I can find... Yeah, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of something like this. I don't know. But obviously it's just... Wait, let me actually see if it's just generic Chinese city. No, shopping district. Yeah, obviously I can't be bothered to type well. Yeah, do you see what I mean? It does look kind of similar. Where's... Yeah, this is... I see the red resemblance in this. Where are... I need one with really tall buildings and loads of signs. Can't really find one, but... Yeah, they are reasonably similar. God, these look really fucking weird. I mean, I'd never want to go to China myself. I'd rather go to Japan, but... Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, this looks similar. Oh, this is fucking cool. Wow. Okay. I'm getting too curious here. I'm giving in to temptation. see what we can find here. Yeah, these are cool. Souvenir. Interesting stuff. This is so cool. Yeah, that must be amazing to go to. Not really the place I'd be most interested in going to, but it's still interesting to have a look, you know? Right. I wonder what's actually going to be what's going to be here now. High class brand, of course, high class. That had been served, and the parlour was filled with a pleasant aroma. Yeah, I don't think their discussion is going to be pleasant though, since the children were there too. Oh, never mind. Yeah. The adults tried to interact like normal relatives on the surface, talking peacefully about recent events and how their children were growing up. Yeah, it had started raining, so the children couldn't do anything but sit here like this, watching TV, unable to go outside. Yeah, I feel kind of bad for them, because obviously, like, beforehand they were able to go check out the beach, but no, it's started raining a lot earlier, I think. Maria was apparently a TV... Oh, right, and she kept watching a boring daytime programme without getting bored, giggling all by herself. At first, Batara joined in, seeming to deepen his relationship with Maria. Oh, he probably got really bored. Oh, yeah, but yeah, got up early that morning and was gradually hit by a wave of drowsiness. Yep, I get the feeling. Oh, he sounds so fed up.
Oh, yeah. 大きなあくびだね。
That's a big yawn.
朝がずいぶん早かったんじゃないのかい?
Yes, he did. Did you get up really early this morning?
ま、そんなとこだよ。
Well, something like that.
緊張が解けて、雨の音を聞いてるうちに眠くなってきちまった。
Yeah, now that all the tension... The tension? What? Now that all the tension's gone, I've started getting sleepy while listening to the sound of the rain.
緊張?
Tension?
あんだけ態度でかそうにしてて緊張なんてしてたのかよ。
You go freaking out like that. Tension. Oh my god.
俺なりにはな。
I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. At least it is for me. I really get what they mean about the sudden wave of drowsiness. Fucking hell. But I gave another great yawn and slowly lay down on the sofa. Yeah. He really did look tired. Fair. George and the others had tried talking to him, thinking it was a sign of boredom. Oh yeah, fair. But when they realised he really was sleepy, they decided to let him. But yeah, good one, yeah.
おやおや。
My.
食事の後にすぐ横になるとサバになると申しますよ。
What? They say that if you lie down right after eating, it will become a mackerel. What?
冗談よせ。
Oh, my favourite mackerel. Batara mackerel. Stop kidding
郷
around.
田さん、今夜は子牛のステーキだって言ってたぜ。
Yeah. Guarda-san said we'll be having calf steak
サバ
tonight.
のステーキになっちまう。
Oh god, that'll make it mackerel steak. I don't think that'd be very nice.
こ
Kumasama-san.
いつ本当に眠いらしい。
He looks pretty tired.
毛布を持ってきてあげてくれないかな。
Could you get him a blanket? Yeah, she's not furniture.
さあどうぞ。
Here you go. Kumasama brought a blanket from over the shelf. That's convenient. The large parlour wasn't cold, but the air had gotten a little chilly. Oh, right, it is October to be fair. So when Batola took the blanket, he immediately wrapped himself up in it like a turtle.
本当に眠かったんだね。
Yeah, oh my god, it must be so cozy. You really were sleepy.
何時かに起きる?
No, when would you like to wake up?
起こしてあげるよ。
I'll wake you. Wow.
あ、いや、特に希望は。
No, I can't say I've got any particular requests.
なんか用があったら起こしてくれりゃいいし。
You can wake me up if you need something from me.
何にもねえんならずっと眠らせてくれりゃいいぜ。
God, the fucking irony of that. Oh, I think Beatrice will be happy about that request. And if you don't, just let me sleep forever.
おやすみ。
Night.
バ
Hmm?
トラン寝ちゃうの？
Butter's sleeping. Oh god. A nap?
お昼
A
寝？
nap?
マリアも
Oh.
する。
She'll... What? I'll do it too. She's gonna sleep?
ほらマリア、
Hey, Maria.
バトラは眠いんだから放っておいてあげなきゃ。
Batala's sleepy, so you've got to leave him
熊
alone.
沢さん、もう一枚毛布をもらえるかな。
That's actually really quite funny. So she just sees. That's actually really quite interesting. I mean, I suppose this is what a lot of kids do. This is how you learn, by copying others sometimes. And it's interesting that, you know, she admires Battler, so she wants to copy him and do what he's doing, I suppose. Yeah. Oh my god, I wonder what Oz I must be thinking after literally seeing Beatrice do an impossible act. It was doubtful whether Maria really wanted to take a nap. I know, yeah, she probably saw Batala wrapped up in a blanket and wanted to do the same. Fair. When she received the blanket from Kumasawa, she joyfully wrapped herself up in it and set up camp again in front of the... Oh my god. Total TV kid.
せっかく6年ぶりにいとこがみんな揃ったってのによ。
I know! This is what they do! And just when we finally gathered all the cousins together after 6 years.
今回の親族会議の主賓だって自覚
No,
全
I
然
know.
ねえな。
This guy doesn't have a clue that he's the main guest of the family conference, does he?
聞こえてるぞ。
Oh, I thought she was talking about Ginzo. Oh my
のんびり
god.
昼飯を食って、しかも外は台風で雨。
Fair. We took it easy eating lunch and there's even a typhoon and rain outside now.
何もすることがねえってことはつまり俺の出番じゃねえってことさ。
Since I've got nothing to do, that means it isn't my turn yet.
それはどうかな。
I wonder about that.
何も起こらないから何もしないなんて受け身の姿勢じゃ人生は退屈だよ。
Fair. Yeah, if you have a passive attitude like that and never do anything unless something else happens, your life will be pretty boring, right? Yeah.
違うぜ。そういう意味じゃない。
No, that's not what I mean. Fair enough, it's not his turn to perform the starring role as the quote-unquote main guest. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, you've got to create the things that may happen. You can't just rest, but at the same time, obviously, I think he's just making a real thing out of something so small, like, get some sleep. Even though nothing's happening, you can get some sleep. That's very justified. That's not what I mean.
なんつうのかな。
How should I put it?
こういう時、俺はこう思うことにしてる。
At times like this, I like to think about it this way.
出番じゃねえんだよ。
It isn't my turn.
こいつがお芝居だったならさ、俺の出番じゃねえってことなんだよ。
If this were a play, it wouldn't be my turn to go on
だっ
stage.
たら、舞台袖でおとなしくしてるに限るってわけ
Yeah,
さ。
fair. So the best thing to do is stay on the wings of the stage.
自分の人生はいつだって自分が主人公だろ。
Yeah, fair. You're always the main character of your own life, right?
そんな脇役根性でどうすんだよ。
Hey, why are you acting like you're in the supporting role?
自分から進んで舞台に上がらなきゃ。
You've got to move forward by yourself and get up on the stage. Yeah.
そういう意味じゃね
It's not what I
え。
mean.
今は俺の出番じゃねえって言いたいのさ。
I'm trying to say it's not my turn yet. I really wonder if he's actually really saying something key. Sorry, I'm sleeping and my mind's a mess.
勘弁してくれ。
Give me a break. Oh my god, he really is tired though. Jesus Christ. I can't say I'm feeling indifferent.
Mm. 確かに
No kidding.
眠くてなんだか尻滅裂なことを言ってるね。
Yeah, you're so sleepy, you're spouting nonsense.
もうそっとしてあげようよ。
Let's leave him be for now. It's not nonsense.
私は聞き捨てならねえぜ。
Hey, I can't let him get away with saying crap like that.
自分の人生はいつだって自分が主人公だよ。
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, you're always the main character in your own life.
ちょっとそのあたり本格的にバトラーと議論したいけどな。
She is taking this a lot way too far, but I do kind of get what she means. I mean, it's a really dismissive attitude that if it persists, then yeah, why? It's just an attitude to say like, I'm all right with not taking everything seriously and not pushing myself really, and you know, just not living life as if I'm actually important, I suppose. Hmm.
寝ぼけてるだけだよ。
Nah, he's just half asleep.
深く考えちゃダメさ。
Don't take him too seriously.
なんかさ、
yeah, I see that. It's just that lack of
自
guts.
分は主役になれないから舞台に上がりたくないみたいな根性。
Oh, that is actually really quite interesting. So not really wanting to, you know, join in on any family conference related things or just anything that's actually going on at the moment because of the fact that he doesn't really think he's going to be very significant and he doesn't think he's going to be the top dog really. Yeah, you know, not wanting to go on stage because you think you can't be the main
な
character.
ぜだかすっげえうぜえって思って。
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, especially because of the fact that Jessica does actually do a lot of music related things. Ooh. Oh, I thought this was gonna be Connor. Oh shit. I fucking hate control buttons sometimes.
舞台に上がるんだよ。
No! Don't get interesting! Don't get interesting! Come on! I need to read this. Fuck you, story. How could you get interesting? Well, I mean, it already is interesting, but like, yeah. I do find it really quite funny that this is just totally contrasting everything here. I really wonder what this actually signifies here. Maybe as if this battler that's actually falling asleep is the side character. And this battler is the main character. And there's no point of him going on stage because this guy is going to totally dominate it. Yeah, I see that. Grey Rose Guard? Oh, Garden, I thought that was a typo somehow. Yeah, Y is quite close. Y is really close to G on the keyboard, so it could be. Yeah, I got grey. Well, she's definitely not seeing it as a deep blue. With a deep blue sky. Clear sky. She doesn't have love. Oh, that's interesting. Any memories she was trying to forget. Oh, canon. I see how that could potentially have connotations to him because of the fact that canon. So Butler's saying as if he's not really the main character in his life. He's not really willing to get up on stage if he's not the main character. That sort of that's similar to canon, really. He dehumanizes himself entirely. He thinks. Yeah, that is interesting, yeah. This is when he'll get up on the stage, I think. Dang, it's like you think you can do whatever you want. Oh my god, I know. What the hell is all this? I couldn't agree more. Yeah. It's so horrible. Yeah, and exactly, that's what she finds funny.
そなたがわらわを否定する根拠とする18人だの19人だのという理論が実に滑稽だったのでな。
I was merely amused that your reason for denying me was based on whether there were 18 or 19 people.
指し手を変えてみたまでよ。
Oh yeah, that is interesting. I just tried changing my opening move, no more.
そなたがわらわを否定する最大の根拠は単にわらわが駒としてゲーム場に並ばなかったからというだけのこと。
That is interesting. So by making herself an actual piece that people can see. Yeah, it will change, and there is no mystery of whether Beatrice actually exists. Obviously, to those who haven't seen her, there will be a mystery, but not many. Your greatest basis for denying me is simply that I wasn't laid out as a piece on the game board.
ならばこうしてクイーンを先にさせばいいだけの話ではないか。
So all I have to do is start by focusing on the queen like this.
初手にてクイーンに道を開けるはチェスの王道ではないか。
Isn't opening the road for the queen on your first turn one of the classic moves in chess? I don't know, I don't really play chess much, but yeah. Interesting.
ふざけやがって
Yeah, quit playing around.
認められるわけねえじゃねえかよ
There's no way I can accept something like this, right?
魔女が歩いて玄関からやってきただと
I know! A witch came in, walking through right through the entrance, all you say.
ふざけるじゃね
Don't mess with me.
なんだなんだ。
What's this?
前回のゲームではそなたに散々
Oh, yeah,
自由に
yeah,
手を進めさせたぞ。
Fair, because he is actually quite limited to what he can actually do, I see that. In the last game, I gave you incredible freedom in making your moves, correct?
こたびはわらわがそなたの手に合わせて駒を動かしたに過ぎん。
Oh, this time all I'm doing is moving my pieces in response to your moves.
初手にてもう降参か。
Yeah, you're already giving up right at the start.
くすったね
You bastard.
ふざけるな
Yeah, don't mess with me.
誰が降参なんかするかってんだ
Like hella give in.
上等な指し手だぜ好きに進めればいいじゃねえか
Wait, move. Go ahead and just move however you like. Yeah.
なるほどなまだまだお前の手番は終わってないってわけだ
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, so your turn's far from over, is
好
it?
きに手を進めりゃいい
Move however you want.
今のうちに十分な陣形を築いとけ
From a huge battle formation while you still can. While you still can? What is he actually thinking he's going to do? He's really overconfident about the fact that he may actually be able to beat Beatrice. Who knows? Even if he fails, he's never going to give up. Never. I cannot see Battler giving up for anything.
俺が必ずしのぐ
I'll definitely withstand you.
必ず詰める
I'll definitely corner you.
言い訳なんてされたくねえ存分に来やがるってんだ
Corner me as best as you can. I don't want you to have any excuses. I just find it really quite interesting that Battler is so obviously setting himself up for such a ridiculously, well, I suppose, hazardous experience, really. I mean, my god, if this is not going to go wrong, then I don't know what will.
まだまだこの程度じゃ魔女なんて認められるわけがねえぜ
Yeah, you aren't even close to making me accept something like a witch.
そうささっきマリアのお菓子を魔法で直したように
How
見
the
えた
hell are you going to explain that? That's right. Just now, it looks like Maria's candy was fixed with. Interesting that he's basically spectating this.
実は同じお菓子をもう一つ懐に忍ばせてい
That's very
て
true.
芝居がかった方法
How do you
ですり
explain?
替えて
How do you explain the golden butterflies that are actually
魔
flying
法で
around
直し
with
たみ
it,
たい
though?
に
It
見
doesn't
せ
make
ただけ
sense.
かもしれない
But that is a very rational explanation. Yeah, but you might have actually had another one of those same candy hidden in your pocket and switched them with that little show, making it only look like you'd fixed it with
あ
magic.
あそうそうに決まってるダメだぜ全然ダメだぜ
Yeah, that is interesting, just because of how much conviction he actually has in his belief. Yeah, it is just interesting. I wonder what the power of his massively strong belief actually does to Beatrice. Yeah, that's right. That has to be it. It's all useless. It's useless.
ほほうローザは歌詞が
I know
蝶に
exactly.
散
How
る
do you
瞬
explain
間を
that?
見たぞ
Look, genuinely. I mean, it could be done with some really, really good trickery, but at the same time, like, how? But also, I saw the moment when the candy was split into butterflies, right? I know, it's weird.
知らねえよ
But at the same time, that is something that objectively happened. You can't deny that. Who cares about that?
そんなのは幻覚か手品かさもなきゃ見間違いだろ
To be fair, because of how much of a state Rosa was in due to stress, maybe a hallucination wasn't unlikely. But at the same time, that's one thing we don't really know enough about Rosa to actually say. Like, we can't confidently say that, you know, she's in, you know, such a sad condition that she may actually genuinely see hallucinations. Because you've got to really... Like, you can't just see hallucinations. You've either not slept for 4 days, or maybe, you know, you have something very wrong with your brain.
大した問題じゃね
That isn't a big problem. I do wonder what, like, the most common mental disorders that actually cause hallucinations are. I'll check. Jesus. Yeah, some of these don't surprise me. Yeah, dementia's a weird one. Dementia is a really weird one, actually, because of the fact that I've heard that when your memory actually becomes so bad, you can't actually remember. Oh, I don't know. How do I describe this? Yeah, but this really doesn't surprise me. This actually does. This really surprises me, actually. Yeah, that doesn't. Neither do these. Yeah. Yeah, scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. Very scary stuff. So we're basically saying that Rosa... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she did have some mental problems because of the fact that, you know, she... Well, firstly, so many emotions regarding Maria and her inability to control her anger. Like, if you were to assign her mental state just based on the fact that she hallucinated this onto one of those that we've just read, I'd say I don't think any schizo-related ones are likely. I think the bipolar one is more likely, but I don't know. Then again, we know nothing. We don't know nearly enough about her to actually make an assumption that is correct. But I mean, that's just like a guess. It's not an educated... It's so much of a guess that I can't even call it an educated guess. Yeah, I wonder how she's going to disprove it.
説明のつかぬ部分は
Yeah,
さまつと切り捨てたか
Agreed, because that is a very easy answer. Yeah, so you throw out the part you can't explain is trivial.
なるほどそれがそなたの受け手であるな
Yeah, I see. It's like you're removing response to mine. Oh my god, her face! Fucking
墓
hell.
穴を掘ったぞ
Interesting. You've dug your own grave.
後宮バトラ
I just love how much pleasure she gains from... That sounds very weird. From saying his name. Ushinomiya Batora.
お前の手番はまだ先だぞ
Still isn't your turn yet.
もうしばらくわらわの手番を進めさせてもらう
Allow me to make my move. Oh, yeah, that's really interesting. So whatever is going to happen with Battler, he's going to be released from this place and into, you know, wherever, like, well, into the Ushinomiya household after Beatrice has made her move. I wonder what that's going to be. Allow me to make my move for a little
ま
longer.
だまだこれからだぞ魔女の手番は
Yeah, it's barely begun. The turn of the witch. Oh my god. Yeah, a thunder back to action. Jesus Christ. Hmm. Right, what's next? Ooh. Oh, that's actually quite nice. And it also makes sense because of her first move. Isolated people in rooms. Wonder what's going to happen. When they started hearing Battler's snores, the relatives went their separate ways, leaving the parlour and letting Battler sleep in silence. Even though it had been so lively in the parlour with so many people gathered there, when all of them scattered at once and were swallowed up by the vast mansion, it created an eerie silence, with no sound except that of the rain. This is interesting, the really thunderous day.
Yeah.
Nope.
そんな人間には一度も会ったことはないぜ。
Oh, she's talking about it to Rudolph. I haven't met a person like that even once. Aneki?
会ったことなんてないわ。
I haven't met them.
キリエさん、本当なの？
Yeah, Kirie-san, is that true?
私もちょっと玄関ホールに出た時に挨拶をしただけです。
The suspicion begins. Even I only greeted her briefly when she came into the entrance hall.
20歳ちょっとくらいに見えたわ。
She looked like she was a bit over 20. Really
私は
young,
名乗っ
God.
たんだけど、彼女は名乗らなかった。
I told her my name. That may have been a mistake. I don't know. But she didn't tell me hers.
源氏さんに案内されて、
Well,
2
she
階へ
already
登っ
knows
てい
it
く
no
のを
matter
見
what
たの。
happens. She was being guided by Genji-san, and I saw her go up to the second floor. Yeah.
なら源氏さんを見つけて直接話を聞いた方が早いやろ。
Yeah, but you really think he's gonna leak a secret like that? So it would probably be faster to find Genji-san and ask him
し
directly.
かし妙な雲行きになってきよったな。
Still, what a strange turn. Yeah, the mystery woman had spoken to Kirie. Without naming herself, she'd sneered that Kirie should have had a vague idea as to her identity. Yeah. That brought someone to mind. And then there was her lookalike, the witch in the pot. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I do find it really interesting that this portrait is totally different. That's so weird. That really is weird.
そいつは自分が肖像画の魔女様だと
Yeah, was this person trying to say she was...
そう言いたいってのかよ。
Yeah, the witch of her the portrait herself. Exactly, yeah. I really wonder who's actually in this discussion. Natsuhi especially. I wonder what she'd say. Kraus as well. I wonder where they went. Hmm.
I
realized that she was probably laughing at me for that reason.
でも
Yeah.
私があなたの5歳だと知っているよう
I
に
know, exactly. Yeah, she literally stated that, you know, she was the second wife. Even though it was our first time meeting, she spoke as though she knew I'm your second wife. Exactly, yeah. Aneki.
本当にそんな奴は知らないんだな。
Yeah, you really don't know anyone like that.
くどいわよ。
You talk too much.
そんな金髪女、この屋敷に出入りしたところなんて見たこともない。
Yeah, I've never seen a blonde woman like that go in or out of this mansion.
そんなようなことはどうでもええで。
That kind of thing doesn't matter.
問題はその女が自分はベアトリーチェだと名乗り、お父さんの財産管理人を名乗った場合の方や。
I mean, I do understand because this could potentially be really fraudulent, but I think this is... I mean, you know, Hideyoshi's a good guy and everything, but like, come on. This is not the time to be talking about money and fraud. This is the time to be working out who the fuck she is. That kind of thing doesn't matter. The problem's what happens if this woman starts calling herself Beatrice. If she starts calling herself the manager of her father's
あ
assets.
るいは愛人の娘を自称して遺産の分配を要求するつもりかしら。
Yeah, that is interesting. That would make sense. Or maybe she plans to call herself his mistress's daughter and demand that she get a share of the inheritance. Yeah, it is interesting that you could just totally assign human motives to
と
Beatrice.
んでもないジョーカーが紛れ込んだものね。
Either way, we've had one heck of a joker slipped into the deck.
兄さんが呼んだの？
Did Nissan bring her here?
そ
No.
れともお父様が？
Nope.
まずいな。
Yeah, this is bad.
俺たちは兄貴をうまく言いくるめりゃなんとかできるものと思ってきた。
We thought we could manage something if we could corner Aniki in our
しかしこれ
talks.
じゃ話が振り出しに戻っちまう。
Yeah, this takes us back to square one. By the way, I wonder where Rosa is.
あなたが私の知らないところでどんな作望を巡らしてたのか知らないけれど
Yeah, interesting that she hasn't actually been the one able to see any of these things, but I suppose it doesn't directly concern her, even though it's inheritance that will entirely impact her life. But at the same time, she doesn't have any blood relations to the Ushidomiya family. But at the same time, it still doesn't really... It's not the fairest because, you know, Hideyoshi isn't exactly shy when talking about inheritance stuff. So, why can't she be? Don't know what kind of schemes you've been making when I'm not around here.
どうも少しは対策を立てる時間を得られたみたいね
Yeah, I don't disagree. But it looks like we've been given a little time to form a counter strategy, even though Beatrice probably knows everything. Look, genuinely, how are you gonna win?
その金髪姉ちゃんが晩飯の席で突然現れて俺らの度肝を抜くのに比べたら
Better to have some time
今
to
からわずかな時間でも対策を協議できる方がマシだ。
Oh my god, I really wonder if she does that. No, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Better to have some time to prepare than to have that blonde-haired Nechan suddenly appear at the dinner table and scare the shit out of her. Fair. But that's probably going to happen, let's be honest.
何しに現れたかわからへん以上、打てる対策も限られとるで。
Fair, until we know why she's... Oh yeah, but the only reason is it doesn't make sense. The motive will never be comprehensible because these people will only comprehend human motives. They won't really comprehend a motive that is just so irrational that, you know, like boredom, going this far for satisfying your state of boredom. Why? Until we know why she's appeared, there's a limit to the kinds of counters we can make.
向
Yeah.
こうの狙いは何なんや。
What could she be after? Oh yeah.
決まってるでしょ？
Isn't it obvious?
お父様の遺産の正当な後継者だと言い張るため
Oh
よ。
god, she's gonna claim the rightful heir to father's
お
inheritance.
父様は未だにベアトリーチェの虜なのよ。
Father was still captivated by Beatrice. Yeah, exactly.
そ
So
の
he
娘がい
can
た
she
なら
can use
全
that to
財
his
産を譲りたいと言い出すはずだわ。
If he had a daughter with her, you can bet that he'd want to leave all of his fortune to her. Yeah, exactly. That's a really fair point, and I can see why she's thinking
妙な
this.
遺言状でも突きつけてくるかもしれない。
Yeah, she might even thrust some strange will in front of us. It's interesting that even though they have a little unknown person that they have seen that has come inside the mansion, the first thing they are worried about is money. I think that really highlights their greed. Fucking hell. Hmm.
そりゃ裁判沙汰にすれば半分の
Jesus
4分の1は
Christ.
主張できるかもしれないけど
If we take it to court, we could probably claim a quarter or a half of.
多分
Fucking hell.
決着するまで遺産分割はできなくなるわよ。
But it will probably be impossible to divvy out the inheritance until that's settled.
そ
Right.
れは困る。
Yeah, we can't have that.
私もルドルフも
I can't, and neither can you, Rudolph.
もちろんローザもね。
Yeah, so she's just chilling there, silent, and the same goes for Loza, right?
俺たちはそれ
Oh,
ぞ
she
れ
isn't
の
there.
都合で早急にまとまっ
Or
た
maybe they're just being incredibly rude. It's hard to tell with Eva. It could be both. Each one of us needs to gather money quickly for our own reasons.
俺たち
Exactly,
最
yeah.
大のウィークポイントってわけだ。
Agreed. Yeah, it's our biggest weak point.
なら狙いは何だ。
Yeah, so what are they after?
キリエ読めるか。
Gideon, can you guess? Yeah, I really do wonder. It's really quite hard to find out a motive based on what she's seen. I wonder what Lozan needs the money for. That is, if she needs the money.
初耳なんだけれど、私たちには急ぎまとまったお金が必要だという前提があるのね。
Yeah, that is interesting. This is all news to me, but it sounds like we're starting from the premise that we've got an urgent need to collect money, right? Maybe that's the way she wants them to think.
キリエさん、
Kirie-san.
男の商売には攻めの時にこそ軍資金がいるようになることもあるんや。
Yeah, fair. Kirie-san, in a man's business, you sometimes need funding when you're on the
それ
offensive.
を分かってな。
Please understand that.
なーにルドルフ、
What's this, Rudolph?
キリエさんには話してなかったの？
You didn't tell Kirie-san. That is actually really quite surprising. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't she? I mean, they're really close. It just doesn't really make much sense. Interesting that Kirie is totally taking it within her stride. Not judging Rudolph for that at all. Sorry.
隠してたわけじゃないんだ。
I wasn't really hiding it.
実はちょいとした
Actually, it was kinda...
いいわ。
It's alright.
あなたが私に話す必要がないと判断した話なんだから、
If you decided this wasn't something you needed to tell me about.
それをこの場では追求しない。
Yeah, right here. Yeah, she definitely will do it, probably. Definitely will do it probably. Ah, yes. Definitely doesn't contradict itself whatsoever. I won't press you about it right here.
それよりキュームは黄金の魔女様の狙いを探ることなんでしょ？
What's more important is finding out what this golden witch is after, right?
ああ
Yeah.
俺たちの話を整理した上で敵の撃ってくる手が見えるか。
Now that you know what we might know, now that you know what we know, can you see how the enemy might come at us? Yeah, I really do wonder. Maybe their weak point and the one that totally falls to them, greed, is what she's actually going to be able to use to give, to have all of these people give in to her. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, that doesn't surprise me. And Rudolph had a certain measure of trust in Kirie's usual thinking technique, chessboard thinking. Of course, it didn't give him any more peace of mind than forcing to... I know, yeah, but every time Rudolph was polishing up some important strategy... Yeah, fair. He gave a great deal of thought to Kirie's advice. For a while, Kirie pressed her finger against her forehead, considering.
今日の今日まで彼女が訪れることが伏せられていた以上、
Judging by the fact that her arrival was kept hidden until
彼
today,
女は私たちに何らかのサプ
Yeah, I
ライ
don't
ズを
disagree.
与える目的があった。
she must be planning to catch us by surprise in some way.
それが財産なのか、親族としての認知なのかは分かりかねるわ。
Yeah, I really wonder. We can't tell for sure whether she's after assets or being recognized as a relative.
でも今日の今日まで訪れることを伏せてい
Yeah,
た
that
と
is
い
a
うこ
really
と
good
は、
point, yeah. However, her coming was kept secret until
事
today,
前に知らせることで対応を打たれたくなかったと言えるかもしれない。
which probably means she didn't want us to take any measures against. Yeah, something we might have done if we'd known beforehand.
ということ
definitely.
は、彼女の目的は対応を打たれると
Yeah,
不利
I
に
don't
なる
disagree.
らしい。
So her goal is probably something that could be hindered if we were to take measures against her.
わかる？
Understand? Yeah, I fully get that actually. That's really logical. Yeah.
るほどな。
I get it.
例えば親父が以前に書かせた遺言状そのものだとか、血縁の認知とそれを証明できるものだとか、それが揺るぎないもので盤石な証拠だというなら、むしろそれは
Yeah,
予告
that's
する
fair
はずだろうよ。
actually. Yeah, so I think just from that you could probably decrease the motive of it being due to a will. I get it. So if she had a will that father had already written, yeah, or something that could prove that she's a blood relative. Oh, the letter, by the way. Let me just tell you the existence of that. Maybe it's something different to what was in the first episode. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. That was one of the moves she's made. Yeah, I agree.
そうね。
So maybe she could be potentially trying to forge the will right here, trying to manipulate the father into...
むしろ疑う立場にある私たちに弁護士でも鑑定士でも連れてこさせて。
Yeah. Fair, yeah. On the contrary, since we're in a position to doubt her, she should have brought a lawyer or an
ど
expert.
うでも出ないくらいに事実を突きつけるべきなのよ。
Yeah, and plus some completely undeniable
それ
proof
が
before
で
us.
きるならね。
If she could. Fair.
つまり奇襲狙いという時点で敵は真正面からの成功法
Yeah, it
で
is
は勝て
interesting,
んということを意味するわけや
So
な
the mere fact that she's launching a surprise attack shows that our foe can't win with a frontal assault.
道理や
Makes sense.
絶対勝てる切り札は堂々と切るに限るで
Oh, yeah, definitely. So whatever could potentially be happening, whether she could be here for assets or to obviously, I suppose, just have a part of the will for herself, really. Yeah. It may have risk. If a trump card can win no matter what, it's best to play it out in the open.
回りくどい切り方はむしろ切り札を曇らせるもんや
No, I don't think with what she's going to do. I don't even know what she's going to do, but it's just interesting that these human ways of comprehending it, they're just so different to what's actually taking place. Like, we know it's totally not any of this, but it's such a rational way of thinking. Like, they would never expect anything outside of what's humanly possible, really. Yeah. I don't even think it is the real Beatrice Witch. Yeah.
結論から言うと、
I see that. Yeah, skipping to the
皆さん
conclusion.
がご就寝の遺産問題に直接、
We can probably be expected to face
もし
some
くは間
huge
接的に
surprise.
絡む相当のサプライズが突きつけられると予想されるわね。
Something related either directly or indirectly to the inheritance problem that's on everyone's minds.
おそらく向こうはそのインパクトだけでこちらを圧倒できるつもりでいる。
Yeah. Fair. Our opponent probably plans to overawe us simply by the impact of this shock.
しかし、その何かは相当のインパクトを伴いながらも絶対ではない。
However, no matter how great the impact might be, it cannot be absolute. Yeah, I see that. There's always going to be somebody that is going to fight against it, i.e. Battler. Well, quite literally in the name, Battler. He doesn't go against the traditional conditions, really.
つまりそこがこちらのつけ込む余地というわけね。
Interesting. In other words, we have enough leeway to take advantage of
あ
this.
んたはほんま頭の切れる
Yeah, no, I
人や
couldn't agree more. You've really got brains.
これだけでも分かればだいぶ心強いで
Yeah, even understanding just as much is really reassuring. Yeah, because obviously they can expect the fact that, you know, Beatrice is going to do something, whether it's inheritance related or not, that is going to totally shock them, and from this they can adapt to it. Yeah, definitely. In other words, you're telling us not to get sucked into our opponent's pace.
結局のところ、非常にシンプルな結論よ。
In the end, it's an extremely simple
相手が
conclusion.
何を切り出そうとも、焦らず冷静に対応す
I
る。
do find it really interesting that they have formed this, because even though it doesn't relate to the inheritance, which they thought initially it could be, this applies to everything. No matter what our opponent brings up, we should deal with it calmly, without
交
rushing
渉
things.
術の初歩の初歩じゃない。
Fair, this is just the very first step in the art of negotiation.
これじゃあ、相手の思考を読めたとはとても言えないわ。
Yeah, you really can't say you've predicted your opponent's thoughts with just this. Oh yeah, fair.
いいや
Come on.
相変わらずなかなかのもんだぜ
Oh my god, I know. I know, it's brilliant. Just from her thinking, they have got such an advantage. In terms of knowing the fact that Beatrice is... whatever's going to happen is going to shock them, and they need to expect something. And then they need to craftily think about how they can use it to their advantage. And yeah, they should deal with it calmly without rushing things. It's interesting that their conclusion, even without having learnt about Beatrice, it could have been stated really, but because obviously they've learnt about Beatrice before making that conclusion, it just hits more really. It can be applied easier to the situation when it arises, I suppose. Yeah, now that we know we've got a little leeway to attack, it helps us relax a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so they can obviously take advantage of the fact that, you know, the opponent is trying to shock them as much as possible, so they will not get as shocked as possible, basically, and they will try to be in a rational and composed state that will be able to make whatever the opponent does overlooked. I like this. Yeah, fair enough actually. Yeah, why is Kraus not here? Or are they just not... well, they don't trust him. They were literally talking about their scheme with Kraus. What we don't know is how she's connected to Kraus Nissan.
クラウス兄さんにとってもサプライズなのか、それとも彼女を呼んだのは他でもないクラウス兄さん自身なの
It's
か。
totally going to be a surprise for him. Will it be a surprise for Kraus Nissan too? Or was he actually the one who called her here in the first place? That would make sense actually.
もし後者だったなら、随分と厄介なことになるかもしれないわよ。
Fair enough, because you know what happens. Like, for example, in the last episode with that big financial conflict, you know what happens when Kraus tries to... well, people try to accuse Kraus of stuff. Like, it doesn't work.
そうね。
That's right.
謎の女を親族会議の当日にこっそ
I
り呼びつ
know. Secretly calling a mystery woman on the day of the family
け
conference.
いやらしいセンスがどことなく兄さんっぽい感じもする。
Yeah, I really see that, so that he can, because obviously this person's probably going to be paid to secure his inheritance, and obviously all the inheritance she receives will somehow be directed to him. I don't know how, but yeah. So it could be a double agent, no, a secret agent for Kraus, who knows? What about Kinzo though? They're not thinking about him whatsoever. Aniki, let's do this. Yeah, that is interesting. As long as she can't clearly prove her identity, we won't accept her position in any way, and that is what she does not
それが
like.
最善ね。
Yeah, so just by thinking this and not giving into the fact that, you know, when they see the magic though, will they be able to refuse to accept her and her position as a witch? Because if they can't accept her position as a witch, then brilliant. If they can, then fuck. That would be for the
現キリン
best.
さんに対して名乗ってすらいない。
Already, she's refused to introduce herself to Kirie-san.
正体不明の女の発言で私たちの会議がかき回されちゃたまらないわ。
Yeah, fair, yeah. We can't let a conference be disturbed by the statements of some unknown woman.
血縁証明でも示してみせるかもしれんで。
Yeah, what do they do then? Yeah, she might even show us some proof that she's a
お
blood
父さんの
relative.
血が流れてることが、例えば母子手帳でも示さ
Yeah,
れた
I
ら
agree.
どうにもならん。
If she can prove father's blood runs through her veins, like with a maternity record document, there's nothing we can do.
証明物なんかいくらでも偽装を疑える。
But true. It's possible to suspect that physical evidence has been
仮に
faked.
それが本物だったとしても、当人が本人だと証明するには病院沙汰にしなきゃならん。
Yeah, that's understandable. And even if it's real, in order to prove that the person in the documents is the person we see, we need to check their condition at a hospital.
少なくとも今の六軒島でそれを証明することは
Yeah, now that is very interesting because that would totally tie in to the fact that this person could potentially be faking it and taking advantage of the location.
その通りね。
You're right.
つまりこういうことよ。
So in other words, it's something like
今
this.
の六軒島では何が示されても真実だと受け入れることはできない。
Yeah, no matter what's shown to us on Rokkenjima, it can't be accepted as truth. Yeah, fair. Yeah.
台風が去ってしかるべき場所で証明してみせるまで何も信じられないってことよ。
I definitely see what she means. Yeah, we can't believe anything until the typhoon passes and they prove it's to us at the proper place. Yeah, at the
そういう
hospital.
ので上げ足を取りまくるのは姉貴の得意技だな。
Yeah, fair. Spotting all kinds of holes and stuff like this is our Nikki's speciality.
任せるぜ。
We'll be counting on you. Yeah,
バカ
yeah,
言
yeah.
ってんじゃないわよ。
Are you joking?
あんたも協力するのよ。
You'll be helping too.
私たちにはお金がいる。
God, yeah, I love that she just doesn't even deny it. We need the money.
それも急ぎまとまった額が。
Jesus, we need it quickly and a large sum.
私たちは運命共同体よ。
Face we'll tie together in this.
こんなところでひょっこり現れた謎の女に遺産の当てをぶち壊されてたまるもんですか。
God fucking damn. As if we just stand by and let some suddenly appearing mystery woman destroy the inheritance we're after. Vulture! A fucking vulture! That is gonna suck somebody's bones dry. Oh god, I hate that fucking and, you know, suck somebody's bones dry. That could really be taken out of context, but that was just a phrase I really liked that Kinzoi used, and I've actually remembered it, which is quite sad, but at the same time I think it's really cool. It just really highlights how bloody cool that phrase is. Metaphorical, obviously, but still. Yeah, it's just so obvious how much she doesn't even use her father for. She doesn't even care about her father. She just cares about the money that, you know, he generates, really, and he will do anything to fight it, really. It's so sad. It's total greed. It really is. And as if they're all in on this together, all of this venture for getting as much of your share as possible. Rudolph and Eva always formed a united front as siblings at times like these. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, sickened by the idea that their own inheritance might be snatched away by an outsider. Yeah, I don't blame them. And obviously, I mean, even it doesn't have to be necessarily greed, but they just don't want the money that they deserve completely destroyed, really. It may not be greed, it may just be fair feelings. It's kind of hard to tell whether it's greed or not, but judging by Eva's hostility to it, I think it may be a little bit more greed than, you know, the fair feelings. Well, the feelings of fairness that, you know, she would obviously have to receiving her own share, like she should, really. Kiria noticed how indomitable they looked, shook her head slightly, and gave a small sigh as she gazed out of the window. Yeah, she probably really doesn't like the fact that they're just constantly talking about inheritance and they're very greedy. I think it's more like they're greedy, rather than they care about how fair it is. They just want the most of their share they can possibly have. Outside it was still raining heavily and everything was grey, having lost all its fire. Yeah, the lush garden that the sun had shone on earlier now felt like a lie. Yeah, that is bad. For some reason, the words Eva said a second ago kept repeating in Kirie's head. So in other words, it's something like this. No matter what's shown to us now on Rokkenjima, it can't be accepted as true. Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, because could Beatrice's sighting actually be referred to as truth? Who knows? There was an odd nuance to those words. At that moment, the island was closed off by the typhoon and isolated. Yeah, exactly, yeah. They had access to no public institutions and no hospital. Yeah, but on this island, no matter what manner of proof related to the outside world was shown, it would always be possible to call it to a lie. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah. It would be impossible to prove that something was the truth. Yeah, because there is no physical means of doing so. Now that they were isolated from the outside, all truths whose proof lay in the outside world would be called lies. Yeah, that is interesting. I see that. I see that though. Yeah. So does that mean that right now on this Rokkenjima, no truth exists at all? That's actually a really quite interesting question. I mean, you can't prove anything unless things that actually happen in the mansion. No, I don't know if you could validly say that. Well, if something has objectively happened in the mansion that doesn't, like, for example, let's just say, I don't know, somebody gets murdered. Well, how can you deny something like that? Some objective event that's really easy to actually see the truth of. If the truth is ambiguous though, then sure. Does that mean that everything will now be ruled by lies alone? Yeah, that is interesting. It almost gives the illusion that we've left the human world of truth and have been shut away inside another world, one of lies. Yeah, I see that. I see that. Yeah, can you remember that woman's appearance one more time? Yeah, she remembered both what she had looked like and the Witch of the Portrait. It's so weird that the Witch of the Portrait is actually different now. On this island, which had been cut off from the world of humans and shut away in the world of non-humans. I know a non-human being has come to visit, but at the same time, judging by the logic beforehand, can they actually really say that's true? Because there's no way to prove the truth, no connection to the outside world, like, what is the proof? Giddy, I couldn't think of the smile that had appeared on that woman's face. Yeah, it's anything other than a portent of misfortune. And I think the fact that they've prepared themselves for the worst and, you know, obviously they won't be phased and will try to remain calm and begin negotiating. It's good. I get the feeling my chessboard's thinking it's just a vital premise. Yeah, but how do you understand it though? Because you would need to know your opponent inside out if that would be the case. What, Maria? That's a good one. One that would be necessary to understand that misfortune-bearing smile. Yes. The smile made me feel as though someone inhuman was mocking me. I've based my reasoning on the assumption that our opponent is a human like us. Yeah, fair enough, but if they're inhuman, then why would they fall to mere human motives? However, just like this island is now, she may be a being that isn't human, and human values may not matter to her. Exactly, why would she want inheritance? She can just magic up tons of gold, if that's true. Ulfa, exactly, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, all of our reasoning is useless. For what reason has the witch been invited here today? Yeah. I really enjoyed reading this mystery. Only one thing is certain. Now, in this instance, she's staying somewhere in this fast map. I know! Exactly, that is very, very true. I wonder what we're going to get next. It could be anything. Oh. Looks like we're going upstairs. Oh, this room. Oh.
Maria.
Interesting. I really wonder what's actually going to be said here. Maria. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Maria, around lunchtime today, we met her outside, right? A woman. Who was she? Oh my gosh, you must just be so scared as a parent, you know, seeing the fact that some random woman has just met and done some impossible act and is also really in cahoots with her kid. Yeah, I said it over and over. It's the person behind you, mate. Beatrice. Maria, did you ever meet Beatrice before that? What? I've met her every year! What? Every year? In this mansion or on Rokkenjima? Yeah, I do really wonder. Yeah, I don't know what means. Is that true? Yes! God damn. Well, that didn't really answer the question. How long were you meeting her? Yeah, how many years ago did it start? I don't know. Jesus Christ. You don't know? What do you mean? She's probably really worried here. Was it last year? 2 years ago? Longer than that? Yeah, and also I was astonished. Yeah, I don't blame her. Only the Ujinomiya family mansion existed on this island. So there couldn't have been any humans other than themselves. Exactly, yeah, but that's not the case. I know, it's weird. It really is weird. And yet Maria says you've been meeting with this suspicious woman every year during the family conference. Why every year, though? If what Maria said was the truth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she definitely had been faking a death. Then that strange woman called Beatrice had been at the family conference every year. Yeah, exactly. That's insane. Is Maria saying that eerie woman was at the family conference every year? Yeah. But at the same time, wavelength stuff comes into this. You can't understand that reason. Even though Udosa had just met the woman herself a couple of hours ago in the Rose Garden. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, she was overcome with a strange emotion that told her not to accept that existence. Yeah. It is interesting, that. It's so unknown and so different to what we would normally see, so why should we accept it? That's basically the logic, I'd assume. What in the world did I meet earlier today in the Rose Garden as the typhoon grew near and the winds roared? Maria.
マリア、あなたは毎年彼女と会ってると言ったわ
She said he
ね。
met with her every year.
会って何をしてるの？
Yeah, that is a really good question. Yeah, what do you do when you meet?
お歌を歌ったり、魔法を習ったり、
What? We sing songs and learn
魔
magic.
法陣の書き方も習うの。
Oh, that's it. So that's where she gets the knowledge from. That's actually really quite interesting. So, as opposed to her having learnt it just out of her own back, she learns how to draw them from Beatrice. God. Really?
それはすごいわね。
It's incredible. Incredibly unusual.
マリアがよく自由帳に落書き
Maria, you often draw scribbles.
じゃない。魔法陣を書いたりしてるわよね。
Oh, God. I mean, magic circles in your notebook,
そ
right?
れも彼女に教えてもらったの。
Yeah, you can just totally tell the degree of concern she has. Did she teach you that too?
ベアトリーチェにね、お手本書いてもらうの。
You know what? Beatrice drew examples to teach me.
ほら、見て見て。
Come on, look. You have got to be kidding me. Is she actually going to show her this? Maria joyfully fished around in her handbag. Then she drew out a single notebook and began opening to that page. Yeah, that is totally weird. Oh, most of the pages were covered with drawings that were literally scribbled. Was it just her trialing and erroring? Oh yeah, that is weird. All of them were occult-like things. And while it might sound rude to Maria, who's joyfully flipping through the pages... Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. But the only thing is she has no assumption of that. Oh, look here.
ベアトリーチェが書いてくれた。
Beatrice drew it. Oh my god! Yo, it's the Zelda one. Let's go. Yeah, they are fucking creepy if they actually look like this on the page. I mean, obviously they don't look as ridiculously ominous as this, but still. Each one of the pages in the group Maria opened to had an eerie magic circle. Yeah, furthermore, at a glance, I could see that Maria hadn't drawn them. I know, that's the weirdest thing. The strength of the strokes, the thickness of the lines, how clean the shape was. By itself, it wasn't enough to guess the background of the person who had written it. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. But it was enough for it also to be sure that it was older. It was somebody older than Maria. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. God, I feel so bad for Dosa in this situation. Like she must just be, you know, the overprotectiveness you feel as a parent. I mean, my God, that must just be really, really badly affecting her at the moment, because she must just be thinking, what the hell is happening with my child? Who is this weirdo, this dodgy weird freak, and why are they drawing, and why are they encouraging my kid to look at bloody occult stuff? Yeah, it also had to accept it. Yeah, that is interesting. So she accepts the witch's existence. But at the same time, it's such an easy trap to fall into, because you can either be tricked into it, or it's just so easy to rationally accept it like this. And there really was a person on this Rokenjima that she herself hadn't known existed until now. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And this person that comes to the family conference every year to play with Maria. Oh no, it's just weird. It is so weird. Maria. Maria.
その魔女のベアトリーチェはここに住んでいるの。
Maria, does the witch Beatrice live here?
それとも私たちのように島の外に住んでいるの？
Or does she live outside the island like us?
ベアトリーチェはロケン島の魔女だからこの島に住んでる。
Beatrice is the witch of Rokenjima, so she lives on this island.
じゃあ
Yeah,
親
definitely.
族会議のない日にもこの島にいる？
So you're saying that she's on the island even on days when it isn't the family conference, right?
おお。
Yeah. Yeah, God, don't get stressed. Oh my God, I don't know what means. Yes or no? Yes. That's so tricky. Just say hi. Oh my God, don't say that. It sounds so similar. It's like, like one letter. It's UN and then UU. No way, UN like the United Nations, or like unconnected marketeers. What in the? Oh my God, I know. She's probably finding it so fucking hard to believe. What? I can't believe it. How long has this unknown witch been living on this island? I know, it's just such a weird thing to think that, you know, there has been an unknown witch that nobody has ever seen before living on this island, and not just that, playing with your bloody kid! How long has this unknown witch been living on this island? I used to live on this island. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, yeah, of course that must be creepy. Yeah, because she's probably watched them as they grow up. I lived on this island, passing the time in the mansion in the Rose Garden. And even so, I never encountered a witch like that. Right, interesting that she isn't even certain about it. Yeah, that is properly.
Mama?
Mama? Mama? What's wrong?
Mama?
Yeah, I wonder if she's actually going to say. My head hurts. Understandable. I was probably getting a little mixed up with my memories from when I was a younger. Yeah. Oh, interesting. When I was young, I was terrified of the witch, unlike Madia. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, just to think that that synonym for terror was actually real. So for me, the name Beatrice was a synonym for terror. Surely, my fear from those days has been revived, but by the appearance of a woman going by that name. I know. Understandable. She can't be a witch. She's obviously a human calling herself Beatrice, right? How and why, if that's the case, has she been here through all this time? Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. That's right. That was entrusting me with an envelope. Oh my God, I know. What in the world could that be? But also, I pulled that Western envelope out of her pocket. Exactly, yeah. It was one of the envelopes that bore the Ushidomiya family crest, which Kinzo used for his personal. I know! And its wet sealing wax had even been used to seal. Yeah, even been sealed by the head's ring, which Kinzo had. Exactly, yeah. Which meant this envelope belonged to the Ushidomiya family head. Yeah. In other words, it was from father. Yeah, why was a woman calling herself Beatrice holding it? And why did she give it to me? Yeah, it is a really good point. Why her out of every person? That's right. Yeah, I'm sure she said to read this out loud at dinner. I know, what in the world could be written inside? Yeah, a sense of uncertainty gripped Dosa, as if opening this envelope might let loose incredible Oh, well, that's a little bit ironic. If it does anything but that, I will be surprised. However, at the same time, a little curiosity. Oh my god, I know. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, a little curiosity sprouted up too, urging her to find out what was written inside before the other siblings could. Using common sense, one might guess that it contained a huge decision somehow related to father's inheritance. Yeah, I suppose so. Actually, since she received it from a woman who called herself Beatrice, there simply had to be some connection. Exactly, yeah. Does it mean this person wants not just the 4, but a total of 5 people to be included in the inheritance? Yeah, it's interesting that all the same motives appear. I need a large sum of money and I can't wait long. Yeah, that is interesting. So that really, really shows why she's quieter. Yeah, fair. I need a large sum of money and I can't wait long. I feel like such a simple daughter for discussing father's inheritance will. He's still alive. Oh yeah, definitely. No one else does. Nobody else feels that degree of, I don't know, feeling really, which is surprising. Yeah, but this is no time to spout off chief ideals. Yeah, fair. And I've even colluded with Rudolf Nissan and Eva Nissan in order to get some money out of Kraus Nissan. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Coming from that position, I can't help but see the appearance of the witches. Yeah, as a sign of approaching misfortune, because obviously, if she comes after inheritance, then it definitely will affect them. And obviously Beatrice will rightfully, well, I don't really know if you could say rightfully, but yeah, she will try to claim it all for herself, because obviously all of the Ushidomiya family, all of the quote-unquote interest will be handed back to her. What could be written in, and the gold, obviously, what could be written in here? I'm sure it's something unfrightening. Yeah, definitely. No! Shall I read it secretly myself first? I wonder if she will. Yeah. The witch requested that it be read at the dinner table with everyone gathered. But if that's what she wanted, why couldn't... Yeah, because she wouldn't... She would want the fear of people not being able to see her herself. But if that's what she wanted, why couldn't she just read it aloud herself at dinner? Why did she go to all of the trouble for entrusting it to me? Is she actually going to do it? Simply put, is it because she doesn't mind if I read it secretly beforehand? It'd be better to secretly read the contents first. I understand. That would mean breaking my promise. Yeah, I know. But this is no longer the type for cheap ideals. Depending on the contents, I should probably discuss it with Eva Nissan and Rudolf Nissan too. They're always really good thinkers when it comes to this kind of thing. When I gulped and put my hand to the red ceiling wax. Yeah, something suddenly pulled on my sleeve and I left on a small screen. Maria! I think Maria has probably unintentionally saved Beatrice's life. Beatrice's? Sorry, Rosas. Not Beatrice's, what the fuck? What? Oh, yeah, of course. Maria. Yeah, don't scare me like that. What is it?
Oh. ダメ.
Oh my god, yeah. It's such a change in her attitude. Fucking hell, huh? In Maria's expression was the same portent of misfortune she felt from that. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, and it's had to take a while. Fair.
ベアトリーチェはママにその手紙は晩餐で読みなさいって言った。
It's just interesting how her eyes look here. Like, genuinely, they're so weird. Yeah, Beatrice told Mama to read that letter during dinner.
魔女の約束は破っちゃダメだよ。
You mustn't break a promise with a witch. Yeah, Anime, my god. Seeing this attitude in your daughter, Jesus Christ. What do you do? That's not it. Yeah, sure thing. I just wanted to look at the envelope for a second. I'll keep my promise.
いつもマリアに約束は守りなさい
Yeah, I
って
suppose so.
言ってるの
Yeah,
ね
you can't be a hypocrite. After all, I always tell you to keep your promises.
もちろん約束は守るわよ
Of course I keep my promises. Yes.
ママはいい子。
Mama's a good girl. Hmm. I really wonder how Maria actually began finding an interest in witches. Maybe it was Beatrice who actually inspired her to become very, very oddly interested. That is so weird. She feels the same level of misfortune from Maria's expression than she does from the witch. It's so just uncomfortable, really. The,
その
that
笑い方
laugh.
可愛くないからやめなさい
Yeah, it isn't cute, so stop it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
おー。
そういえば
Hmm.
マリアも封筒をもらったわよね
Yeah, come to think of it, you received a letter too, Maria.
中にはなんて書いてあったの
What was written inside? Oh, how was she meant to know? She would never break a promise with a witch. Or maybe she's just a massive hypocrite, who knows?
開けてない。
Yeah, I haven't opened
ベ
it.
アトリ
Fair.
ーチェは開ける時が来るまで開けちゃダメって言った
Yeah, Beatrice said, I mustn't open it until the time to open it comes.
だから大事に持ってる
So I'm taking good care of
う
it.
ん
そうそう
Yeah, when the time comes, it's interesting that I really wonder how she's actually going to be alerted and when it will actually be this foretold time.
Maria はベアトリーチェ
Oh
の
yeah,
言うことは
definitely,
ち
yeah.
ゃんと聞くのね
Yeah, more well, better than to what she says. But obviously, I mean, obviously, if you had a mum who was obviously oppressing you and, I don't know, just going against your ideals, whereas you had somebody like Beatrice who was actually fully fueling your childhood ideals and was like a, well, not really a father figure, sort of a mother figure to you? I don't know if you could validly say that, though. Because I don't know, well, you don't have to be a mother to actually, well, I don't know if Beatrice is a mother or not. Probably not, because of how easily she'll kill people, but yeah. But, you know, just an idol to her. She idolizes her. And she will never, ever disobey her.
マリアはベアトリーチェの弟子だから
Oh my god, my point proven! That's so creepy. Like, it's actually so... Why? I'm Beatrice's disciple, so I listen well to what my teacher says. Yeah. Like I always say, if Beatrice told Maria to jump off a cliff, she would do it. I'm not even joking. But also I realised something. Mixed in with Maria's gaze was the glint of someone that wasn't... Yeah, that is really interesting. If Rodolfo broke the rules and opened the envelope here, Beatrice would definitely learn of it. Agreed. Yeah, then what the fuck would happen to her? Because Maria was the witch's disciple. Yeah, exactly. Maria was in contact with that. I know, it's weird. It really is weird.
約束を守るわ
Could there potentially be an element of the witch inside Maria?
安心するようベアトリーチェに言ってね
Yeah, so tell Beatrice not to worry, okay? Is she just saying this so that she'll do it later? Break her promise later?
うん伝える
I'll tell her.
ねえマリ
Hey, Maria.
アベアトリーチェとお話をしたいんだけどどうすれば会えるのかしら
Yeah, if I wanted to speak to Beatrice, how could I meet her? Yeah, just about what the fuck you're doing to my kid, probably.
知らない
I don't know.
ベアトリーチェはとても気まぐれだからいつも突
Yeah,
然
definitely.
姿を
Yeah,
現
I
す
don't
の
disagree. Beatrice is very fickle, so she always appears suddenly.
マリアからは会う方法を知らない
I don't know a way to get her to meet me. Oh,
でもねいつもマリアのことを見てるの
it's a little bit pervy, but you know, she's always watching me.
だからマリアが困っていると後できっと助けてくれるの
So if I get in trouble, she'll definitely come and save me
きっ
afterwards.
とね、姿を消してマリアの近くに隠れてるんだよ。
She's definitely erased her form and is hiding close to me.
その笑いをやめなさいといつも言ってるでしょ。
Yeah, no, I know. Didn't I tell you to stop laughing at that? Oh my god, you fucker! Come on! Like, actually control yourself for once, please! Does I reflexively hit money on? Jesus Christ. Oh god. Yeah, interesting. That would also reflexively hit Maria on the head. That would have stopped Maria's laughing, but it wasn't able to erase the colour that had ridden to those eyes. A colour that seemed to bear a pretence of misfortune. Rosa swore. She swore that at least until they left this island, she would not leave Maria alone. Oh yeah, understandable. Yeah, she couldn't allow an unknown being to make contact with her daughter any longer. Oh, it's the end. Right, I'll take a little bit of a break. I was not expecting that out of all things. I thought, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm so reading on, but like, yeah, so what's the time now? Oh, we're at 6 p.m. Oh my god, does that mean it's dinner time? I think it does. Oh boy.
Maria, 戻ってこねえな。
Yeah, that is interesting. She's probably receiving a lot of discipline from Doza. I don't know though, it's hard to tell. I feel quite bad for Doza, I really do. I mean, it must be so hard to have a kid like this, especially one that's being, you know, totally. I just think if I was a parent, the second this happened to my kid, manipulation, that'd be the first thing I'd go for. And weird things. I wonder what Maria would be like without Beatrice. How would she be different? I wonder. Yeah, that is really weird that she thinks as if she's erased her form and, you know, is hiding close to her. Maybe she's listening into this entire conversation. It's impossible to tell. God, yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. Right, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here. Right, okay. I'm back now. So, yeah, let's begin. So, looks like we're in, the back rooms. This is everybody there. And, yeah, this is probably gonna be, like, the normal place the four would hang out in. But, yeah, obviously Maria still wasn't back. I really wonder why. Maybe she's receiving a harsh scolding from Rosa. I don't know, it's quite hard to tell. If she isn't, then what the hell? What is going on? Maria still hasn't come back. Yeah, no, I know. I wonder if she's getting scolded by Aunt Rosa again. Yeah. Ever since I've met Maria at the airport, she's been romping around, chatting about Halloween the whole time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But maybe she cut loose a little too much. Acting a little too boisterous on the plane, on the boat, and during lunch, because Rosa had cautioned her several times. Oh my god, I know. At times like that, Aunt Rosa tended not to scold her much in front of people. Yeah, of course. More often, she would take Maria aside and scold her alone. So, since Maria had been called off somewhere, they figured she must be getting scolded. Yeah, fair. When they looked at the clock, they realised it was almost 6 o'clock. Of course, they couldn't imagine she'd be getting scolded all this time. I know, it is weird, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's time for some new anime she watched every week to start. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, that would be reasonable, but at the same time, it's Maria, and there is somebody called Beatrice who roams around. I don't really think that's something you can say. She probably hadn't left the mansion's parlour.
Maybe.
Maybe Batola-sama woke up and they've been playing together. Yeah, fair assumption. After all, Maria-chan thinks of Batola-kun as a new friend. Yeah, that would make sense then, yeah. She must have had a lot of fun when she played Halloween with Batola-kun at the airport. Yeah. Yeah, because Battler is asleep, you can't forget about that.
バートラもずいぶんはしゃいでたな。
Yeah, Battler looked like he was having a lot of fun himself.
あいつ、図体はでかくなったってのに、中身は昔から全然変わらねえぜ。
I like that. Yeah.
そうですね。
That's true.
バトラ様は6年前のままでいてくださった気がします。
I like that. I mean, obviously he has the maturity of an adult, but he will never fail to maintain the, you know, the sort of fun and childish and, you know, relatable aspect he had to kids beforehand, really. I think that's definitely going to change when Beatrice's move is up. Oh my god.
シャノンは6年前のバトラ君のこと覚えてるんだ。
Shannon, do you remember when he was like that then? Yes.
何しろ大層お元気な方でしたから。
Oh, wasn't he really irritating? That's what I learned. Because he was, well, very energetic.
僕も6年前に4人で遊んだことを思い出すよ。
I also remember the four of us playing together
シャ
60.
ノンは
Wow.
だいぶお姉さん風だったね。
Oh, damn. Shannon acted like a big sister about that. Wow.
そうだな。
Yeah, that's right.
今よりしっかりしてた気がするぜ。
That's right, I get the feeling she was even more dependable than she is now. Yeah, say it right to her face.
それはあの頃はその
Back then,
ほど
I
わきまえておりませんでしたもので、
God, I didn't truly understand my place,
そ
so
のいろいろと失礼いたしました。
so I did quite a few rude things. Oh my god, I wonder what she
いい
did.
よそんな礼儀云々は。
Yeah, don't worry about understanding your place in that sense.
仕事中はともかく、こうして休み時間に過ごす時の僕ら
Oh
は
yeah,
あの
yeah,
頃から変わらない
definitely.
仲
Yeah.
良しで居続けたいね。
Yeah, so I'm assuming she was just on break and she went a little bit, I don't know, maybe she went a bit too far, but that doesn't really sound like Shannon. I think she probably just had a little bit too much fun for a servant. Yeah, and it is really interesting her contrast between Kanon and just how Kanon totally dehumanizes himself, and yet, you know, Shannon really has the happiness to actually be able to differ, really. It's good that. It really is. That's right.
使用人のシャノンとオフの時の作用は使い分けていいだろう。
Yeah. I love that she just, you know, casually says her name out loud. I mean, she doesn't know if George knows it. There's nothing wrong with acting differently, depending on whether you're the servant Shannon or the off-duty
奴
Sile.
隷じゃないんだぜ。使用人の仕事をしてるだけじゃな
Yeah,
いか。
yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I suppose you could say Kanon is in the mindset of a slave, really. You aren't a slave, you're just working as a servant, right?
私はシャノンとは、
I think of you, Shannon.
サヨとは一
Understandable.
番古い友人だと思ってるぜ。
Understandable. Yeah, I think of you, Shannon, no, Sile, as my oldest friend. Thank you very much, my lady.
ありがとうございます。お嬢様。
It seemed that Shannon had understood the hidden meaning behind Jessica's words. After all, she'd heard a bit about Jessica and, oh yeah, Conon's history from both of them. Yeah, fair. Apparently, George had heard something of that history too. He walked towards the window and looked up at the darkening rainy sky.
カ
Oh
ノン君
yeah.
はまだ幼いのに考え方が少し背伸びして
Yeah,
るところ
that's
があ
the
ると思うんです
dangerous thing. Yeah, Conon may still be childish in some ways, but I think he's starting to grow a bit into his way. Actually, no, I see that. Oh, no. It's really quite annoying because these are really serious topics, but she can't feel anything but awkward.
もうよしてくれよ。
Come on, quit it already.
まあその、私も雰囲気に流されてたところはあったと思う。
I love that she's just totally blushing whenever she thinks about Conon. Well, I guess I let myself get swept away by the mood once or
まあ
twice.
そのシャノンた
たちのことを見て、
Yeah, that's
ちょっと
understandable,
羨
actually.
ましいとか思って気がせいていたところもあったかもしれねえな。
You know, after watching you two, I might have gotten a little bit jealous, feeling like I was getting left behind. I see that. Yeah, and when Shannon says this, i.e. the feeling of protection he actually had to Shannon, that's definitely an indication of that. And the fact that he submitted to Beatrice. But forget about me. Yeah, more importantly, how's it going between you two? Looks like it's going pretty good, huh? Yeah, I just love that she's trying to so easily distract the flow of the conversation so that, you know, the awkwardness can be lost. I wonder. Oh, yep. Yes. It's going very well. Shannon was lost for words, her face red, while George answers brightly and immediately. That carefree attitude made it easy to see that their relationship was proceeding so perfectly. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah. I mean, you just have, you know, you have the confident... Oh, no, that's so stereotypical. I shouldn't say that. No, but, No, I know. Damn, I'm jealous. Oh my god, if only. Yeah, does that mean Shannon's going to resign and have a party soon? But at the same time, she has such a connection to Kanon that whether she can actually resign is a question. Because I don't think Kanon would be able to live without Shannon. I wonder, Don't fucking say your furniture, oh my god. Oh, that's a good question. I wonder what she'll say. Yeah. George laughed as though teasingly as though pressing Shannon for an answer. It was probably the way they usually flirted when they were alone. Jessica could only smile bitterly and say, yes, thank you. That's enough. Fair enough, yeah. I have a dream. Yeah, I don't just mean some ambition to become the leader of my own domain in business. Oh my god, fair, yeah, I also dream of building a happy family together with a partner I can spend my life with. Who doesn't, really? Let's be honest. I really see what he means. That's really quite sweet. I want 2 kids at the very least. Oh yeah, I can see that. It would be nice to do some sports as a whole family. And many more things besides that. Oh, damn. I'll have to talk with Shannon about that thing. Yes, I couldn't agree more. This is really quite funny. That really shows how confident George feels that this relationship is actually going to happen. Though every time I do, she always laughs and says I'm getting ahead of myself. My old age, yeah. Oh my god. for some reason, even at the age I am now, I find myself thinking about what it would be like to live peacefully in my old
元気に
age.
成長した子供たちと駆け回る孫たちと
Yeah, that's a really quite adult way of thinking about it. Yeah, with healthy grown-up kids and grandchildren running around all over the
そういうものに囲
place.
まれていつまでもシャノンと二人ゆっくりと余生を送れたらなって
If only I could spend the rest of my life at a slow pace, surrounded by that, together with Shannon forever. Oh my god, I know. I mean,
そりゃ確かに気の早い話だぜ。
so much so that it's really cheesy. Yeah, you're definitely getting ahead of yourself.
でもなんていうのか、そのジョージ兄さんらしい話だな。
But how should I say it? It sounds like you, George Nisan. How come?
そんな家族に囲まれたらさぞ素敵でしょうね。
I mean, they're just so obviously made for each other. They have the same ambitions as well. Being surrounded by a family like that would probably be so wonderful.
私の思い描いていた理想の家族もそんな感じだったと思います。
Yeah, the ideal family I painted in my mind is something like that. That's really quite nice. Shannon, who'd been raised in an orphanage. Oh, yes, understandable. Yeah, that harmonious image of her family was probably something to be yearned for. Yeah, I don't blame her. She would value it so much more than the average person. And George, who had made an absolute promise to grant that wish for her, may truly have been a fitting person to... Exactly, yeah, may truly have been a fitting person for her to spend her life. I couldn't agree more, yeah. To Jessica, Shannon was a precious friend. Yeah. George was surely the one most fit to entrust that kid's future, that friend's future to. Yeah, I agree.
まあ水を差すわけじゃねえけど。
Well, I don't want to throw cold water on you guys. Cold
秀吉
water?
おじさんはともかく、エヴァおばさんとかどうなわけ？
That is a really good question, but Uncle Hideyoshi aside, what are you going to do about Aunt Eva?
説得は大変じゃないの？
Yes. Would it be pretty hard to win her over? Yeah, Shannon can't say anything. Well, he sounds very rational about it.
そんなことは誰も気にする必要はないよ
Oh, she will. It's not profitable, mate. And reputational shit as well. There's no reason for anyone to worry about something like that.
僕が誰を伴侶に選ぶかは
But yeah,
誰にも
couldn't
はば
agree
から
more.
れない
Yeah, and it should be like that. No one but me gets any say in who I choose to be
シャ
my
ノンは
partner.
僕が幸せにする
I will bring Shannon
それ
happiness.
に誰の許可が
Yeah, apart from your own desire to actually do so. I see what he's saying. Oh my god, it sounds so defensive.
ジョージ兄さんかっこいいぜ。
Yeah, no, I see that. Georgie Nisan, that was cool.
よくそんな恥ずかしいセリフを堂々と。
Oh, it's not gonna go anywhere. Can't believe you can say stuff that embarrassing out
私の兄
loud.
さんはそういうキャラじゃなかったと思ったんだけどな。
I wonder what he was like when he was, for example, Batora's age, more childish as well. I don't remember you ever being that kind of character in the past.
男子3日会わざれば刮目して待つべしさ
As they say, if you don't see your boy for 3 days, you should watch him closely.
僕だって成長する
Yeah, I grow as much as
シャ
anyone.
ノンを幸せにするために僕はもっともっと勉強してふさわしい男に成長するつもりだよ
God, I mean, I do find it really quite interesting that, you know, George is just totally set on Shannon. I mean, my god. It's just as if nothing can go wrong. I intend to study more and more and grow to be the man Shannon deserves. Yeah, and he just really wants to make the best of his life so that, you know, he can be, you know, like he said, the man somebody deserves. Yeah, and the one who can bring her happiness. Yeah, and one that's in a genuine position to bring her happiness as well. Like, I mean, I don't know, for example, if he'd really, really fucked up his job and, I don't know, he lost all of his savings and he maybe became, I don't know, maybe just found it really quite hard to live. Like, it would be really hard to, well, I suppose, support and, yeah, bring her happiness and support her if they can't really do it in a good environment and they have to constantly worry about money. Like, it just really reduces the amount of stresses that are featured, really. Maybe even Jordan realised how embarrassing the words coming out of his mouth were. His face turned very slightly red and he scratched at his head. Georgie-san.
大丈夫。
It's okay. Oh my god, that must be so sweet for her.
母さんは確かにごねるかもしれないけど、
Yeah.
僕に任せておけばいい。
I'm sure mother will be difficult, but you can leave that to me.
親族全員に君が僕の伴侶だと認めさせてみせる。
You'll see, I'll make all the relatives accept you as God, I hope you can. Oh my god, somebody that dedicated, you really, really don't want him, you know, just learning that his dream is complete irrational crap, really. Like, I really hope he's actually able to, you know, do it, really. Awesome.
シャノンが羨ましいぜ、まったく。
I'm jealous of you, Shannon, seriously. I don't blame her.
そこまで言ってもらえて、
Yeah. It's just really quite sad to think that that could have potentially happened with her and Conan, but no way. Conan would have had to change a lot. I'm very grateful.
恐縮です。
Oh my god, I know that you're willing to go so far.
っていうかよ、私はお邪魔虫なんじゃないか。
No, I see what she means. It's just as if she's just the one watching their proposal. Because I think of it, I'm starting to feel like a third wheel.
席を外した方がいいか？
Maybe I better leave, huh? That probably is a mistake, as Jessica rose with a forced smile from the bed she'd been sitting on. The phone rang. Interesting. Before Jessica picked up the receiver, wondering what this could be about, Shannon looked at the clock and jumped. Oh my god. Oh god. Apparently she spent too much time. Oh fuck. I'm sorry.
私、お勤めの時間を忘れておりました。
Oh god. I feel... Oh, this is the worst time to slip out though. My god. I forgot it was time for work.
これで失礼します。
Then if you will excuse me. Fuck. At the same time Jessica picked up the phone. Oh, Shannon began dashing out of the room.
シャノン。
Oh my god.
いつもの時間に、いつもの場所で。
Yeah, I suppose that is a little bit relevant. Yeah. Shannon, again, the usual time at the usual place. Wonder what they're doing. They're obviously doing drug. No, I'm just kidding. This is the proposal related place.
失礼します。
Excuse me.
もしもし、ジェシカです。
Hello, it's Jessica.
ああ、ゲンジさん。
Genji-san.
はい。シャノンは今そっちに戻ってますよ。
Yeah, Shannon's going back to you guys now.
私たちが引き止めちゃったん
We
です。
held her up. Yeah, mate.
叱らないでやってください。
Yeah, nice one. You're really, really good.
はい。
Yeah, yes.
そっか。
Good.
もうじき夕飯の準備の時間なんだね。
Yeah, so it's almost time for them to get ready for dinner. Oh my god, that's going to be exciting. Dinner time. Holy fuck. I really wonder what's going to happen. Oh yeah, many plates were lined up on the counter in the kitchen. Preparations for dinner were proceeding steadily. The number of plates lined up there. Oh, now that is interesting. Are you telling me that Beatrice is going to be at the dinner table? What the fuck? Yeah, that is really, really weird. Yeah, so that not only confirms that Kinzo's going to be there, but also Beatrice. What the fuck? What? That was one more than should have been set up for the annual family conference.
納得できません。
I can't accept it.
どうして私が直接お届けに上がってはならないのですか?
Oh, was it just so that they force him to come down? Why can't I deliver it directly? Goro-san flared up at Genji, paying no heed to the pot that was spitting steam. Oh, god damn. The master enjoyed at least eating alone in his study, so his food needed to be served in that room. Yeah. However, that was something that always happened. Of course, Goro-san would want to set the table for the master with his own hands. Oh yeah, fair, yeah, since he put his heart and soul into cooking. But the master had imposed a strict rule that none but the servants bearing the golden eagle crest. Oh yeah, that is tricky. Yeah. I suppose you've just made a meal and you've obviously put your heart into it. You want to express your pride and obviously make the person feel really happy, but yeah, you can't do it because you don't have the golden eagle crest ready. It's kind of bullshit, but yeah. So while Gora-san would be able to greet the master from outside the study, yeah, not once had he been granted the honour of carrying his cookie inside. Yeah, that's fair. Gora-san was always irritated by this. Of course, he was a newcomer in terms of years of service. Yeah, definitely, yeah. However, he piled up plenty of experience from his previous jobs, and he was quite confident that he'd be able to perform in front of Kinzo in a manner that would, yeah, do him no disservice. And yet, simply because he was not... I know, yeah, it is really quite unfair. Simply because he was not permitted to wear the golden eagle, he still hadn't been blessed with this honour. Yeah, I get what he's saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fair enough, actually. Can you imagine what damage this would do to his pride? You might think tonight was a repeat of that, but I know, that is weird. That really is. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that is weird, yeah. Because tonight there was a person other than the master who wanted their food carried to their room. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Apparently this person is an extremely rare and honoured guest. Oh, yeah, definitely. And we've been given strict orders to treat them in the same manner as the master. The family... Fucking hell. Family head. Gora-san must have wanted to earn some points by serving this honoured guest with his own hat. Oh, yeah, fair. After all, he was an extremely vain person. If he wasn't qualified to serve the master, then at least a guest of the same rank. Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's interesting how much his pride has, really. I mean, obviously he's made a really nice meal. He wants to display it to other people, but he also feels this meal is a representation of his own sense of self-worth, really, and achievement by not serving a meal to somebody that you have cooked just because of some crap like not wearing the golden eagle or not being permitted to wear it. You're sort of harming yourself while doing it, really. And, you know, obviously that really results in a harm in pride. He simply couldn't find time during lunch, so Kanon-san had gone in his place. Alright, so we truly desired to personally serve this person tonight's meal. Yeah, the best dinner of the year. Oh my god, I really wonder what Beatrice is actually going to think. It's interesting that he just has such a desire to make the best thing he possibly can. Oh, but Genji-san had put a stop to that. Something about how Gora-san didn't wear the golden eagle. Yeah, interesting. After being told once more that he wasn't qualified, Gora-san lost his... Oh, shit. Lost his patience. So heart-rending, Gora-san. I cannot do anything more than watch like this from the shadows. Yeah, it's interesting that everything here is from, you know, Kumasawa's point of view.
Kumasawa-san, 油を売っている暇があったら食堂の準備をしてきてください。
Kumasawa-san, if you have enough free time to dawdle around, please get the dining hall ready.
テーブルクロスは大丈夫ですか?
Oh god, it's the tablecloth. God, he looks nasty. Is the tablecloth set? My apologies.
これは失礼を。
I love that boing sound effect. When it became her turn to bear his wrath. Yeah, good one. Yeah, Kumasawa slid it out into the hall. Yep, you won't be taking out your anger on her.
ベアトリーチェ様は親方様と全く同格のお方です。
Beatrice Sama is of exactly the same rank as the master.
ルールも親方様のそれと同じものを尊ばなくてはならない。
Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. All the rules regarding her are to be respected just as much as those involved in the master.
ゴーダは
Fair.
自分の仕事に専念し、親族の皆さんのお相手をするよう。
Yeah, that's a good order, and then he'll probably be the carrier of the food. Gorda-san, please devote your attention entirely towards your own task and serve all the relatives.
そのようなお客様相手に源氏さんならともかくこんな子供を生かせていいのですか？
Yeah, it is interesting that even a child can serve the guest, and yet the guest, this professional cook's best meal, just because of the fact that he has a golden eagle. I mean, it really does bear significance, that power symbol. Or status symbol, even. I wouldn't mind if it was you, Genji-san, but is it really okay to let a child like this serve such a guest?
もし何かの粗相があったら失礼に当たります。
Also, Shannon's probably going to be the one that does. Yeah, fair. If she made some blunder, it would be quite embarrassing. Shannon probably is the best person to serve Beatrice,
確か
though.
に彼らの年季は長いですが、しかるべきところで修行をしたことがあるわけじゃない。
What? So you're basically saying that even though Shannon has been here for a long time, she's not trained in the proper areas. What? I know they've served her for a long time, but that doesn't mean they've been trained in the proper
正直
areas.
に申し上げて、お客様に接する基礎ができていないのです。
God damn. If you allow me to speak freely, they are completely lacking in the fundamentals that might qualify them to interact with such... Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh my god, that's even worse. The fact that she's there, and yet, you know, you're just hearing somebody talk so much shit about... That's awful. Yeah, he really, really does have too much pride. I know. Hubris moment. God, I spoke bluntly, even though Shannon was standing right there in the kitchen. I know. Shannon was the one whom Genji had ordered to carry dinner to Beatrice's room. Yeah, but the ranking system among the servants permitted to wear the golden eagle. Shannon was certainly the second highest in rank, Genji probably the highest. Yeah, if the highest rank Genji went to set the table in Kinzo's room, then it fell to Shannon to set the table in Beatrice's room. Fair. God, Sprite was always horribly injured by this ranking system. Yeah, I can see that. At times like this, he'd speak out bluntly and rudely against Shannon and Connor. Yeah, I do find it really interesting. I remember beforehand in episode 1 when he had made a blunder. No, sorry, well, not really a blunder, but like more a mistake, an error. He had actually given Shannon and Connor the, you know, trouble of actually, well, handing all of the thing. I can't remember exactly what it was, I just remember it was an error, shifted all the blame on them, boom. They're the people that seem like they're doing wrong. God, I kept seeing examples of how each of Shannon's failures until... Oh, God. Making a ruckus about how she couldn't do this or she was terrible at that. That's horrible. That really is. Oh, God. Yeah, Shannon, who listened to this with her head hung in shame, heard Connor's voice from behind her. Interesting. I wonder what he's actually... Oh, God. Yeah, that must have been horrible. Yeah, Connor had been leaning against the wall in the hallway near the kitchen entrance, a blind spot from the inside, and had been listening to all of this. Yeah. You probably knew that if he entered the kitchen, sparks would start to... Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, God, I would probably just take everything else on here. I've got to say it. Yep. I really don't disagree. He's so rude to them.
でも、接待の基礎の勉強になるし。
But we could learn a lot about the fundamentals of entertaining guests from him. that is fair, but like Kanon said, he's a scum. Why would they he actually, you know, deliver the virtue of actually teaching these people that? He wouldn't. He's not nice enough to do so. Gora-san has learned so much, so it would be a great reference. I know, Ne-san, you sure are not. I don't even disagree. More importantly, yes, the guest in the VIP room. Yep, really Beatrice-sama, as they say. Yes. Yeah, I met her when I was sent to serve her lunch. There can be no doubt it's her. Yep. Yeah, she seems happy about that. Was she doing well? Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting, Shannon's total naivety here. Yeah, I kind of remember that he and Shannon had different impressions of Beatrice. Exactly, yeah. To Shannon, Beatrice was a cupid of love who had granted her magic to establish her relationship with George. Exactly! Yeah, that didn't have a very good intent behind it, though, judging by the expression that rose to her face. It looked like she couldn't wait to inform Beatrice of how her relationship with George had progressed. Yeah, it's going to be really quite interesting seeing how different and two-faced she is going to be to Shannon. Oh yeah, definitely. However, Kanon already knew. Yeah, yes, exactly, yeah. Yes, that witch came in with a terrifying goal in mind. I really wonder what their conversation is going to consist of. That nebulous witch that only they'd been able to see in the past had now revived so fully that she could... I know, that is weird. Yeah, so fully that she could walk in openly through the front door. Yeah, and even have dinner carried to her. Once, when she vanished from in front of Kanon, the witch said something about how her own power was still... Yeah, definitely, but now it's increased in strength. So, if that witch was now appearing so openly, did it mean she'd finally regained her form of power? I think so, yeah. I don't know. And she said something else too. She definitely said that she'd sown the seeds of love. Yeah, well, fully aware that if... Could you imagine if when actually trying to undergo the marriage, that is when it fails? I really wonder. And she said even more. She definitely said that a day had finally come upon which the door to the Golden Land would be open. Yeah. Definitely. Shannon. God, he really is coming clean. Yeah, totally honest. Shannon, she's planning to hold some bizarre ceremony with the master, and you can bet it will be something too horrible to yeah. I know, that's the worst thing. Nobody will. Because everyone will be a victim, everyone is powerless. Even Butler. Yeah, I really do wonder what the ceremony is actually going to be. It's hard to tell. Yeah, what are you talking about? It must just be so weird. Hearing the totally warped reality of Beatrice. She came here. She came here. She came here as the master requested so that the door to the Golden Land would open. And so that everything would be returned to the Golden Land. Everything? Whoa! god, his face. He definitely said that to me. Yeah. In the past, the two of them, as furniture working for Kinzo, had been told what opening of the door to the Golden Land. Everyone dies. Yes, Shannon understood everything without having to ask a single question. And because of that, she felt a deep despair. Oh my god, I know! Yeah, and I do find it really quite interesting. Oh my god, Kanon does have the potential to become like Shannon. I really wish he was. My god. Something tore at Kanon's heart as he looked at that expression twisted with grief. Yeah. How good. Why now? Didn't I tell you? We are furniture. Oh my god. But at the same time, I mean, obviously this is fair enough, but yeah, because he disproves his own statement because of the fact that he accepted Beatrice. And he did, you know, the embarrassing kissing of the shoes. We are furniture. Because you acted like a human because of love. You're incapable of obediently accepting the day our service comes to an end. God. Once a wish this day would come. Yeah, exactly. And that's definitely... I mean, it probably would have been hell then, but she wouldn't have met George if it came earlier. Oh god. It must be so awful. Living your entire life doing something like this. I don't know how long we'd be forced to endure suffering as furniture. So I thought. Yeah, it's interesting. Thought the same thing. I believe that it would definitely come someday. So I never forgot that on furniture. God. Interesting. It's my fault, isn't it? It was I who... What? What did she... Oh god. God, yes, it's your fault, Nessa. If only you hadn't experienced love. No, but that's understandable. It is fair, but at the same time, like, this is actually a really great, tricky debate. Like, do you feel happy because Shannon has experienced happiness in her life, or do you feel really, really sad because obviously all the happiness she's experienced is going to not only make her but George and especially Kanon really, really upset? Like, if the happiness pains you so much, was it better just not to have it? That is the question that this really makes me think of. Jesus Christ, it's just so sad, like I said before. You know, her showing a remote sign of humanity. And this is what happens. He built up too many pointless regrets. Even though you knew you'd have to leave this world someday. God, I mean... Yeah, that is a really good question. Interesting that she's asking that. Why? But to not build up a regret is to also not live life. You can't live life without regrets. But at the same time, for example, people like Kanon, they're not going to live life. They're just... Well, they're not going to live in any life worth living. They're just going to live in hell. Really? Humanoid hell? Really? Will the ceremony begin tonight? Yes! Oh shit. And she said one more thing. Why are you spoiling that? What? Tonight, Georgie-sama will probably give you an engagement ring, Nessa. Why are you spoiling that? That was a fact. George supposedly had an engagement ring hidden in his pocket today. And surely he would hand it over tonight. Yeah, definitely, but... Oh, now that is interesting. Now, it does make sense, but at the same time, it doesn't really add up as to why... See, here's what I really don't get about this. If she goes out of her way to kill these people for, you know, the second for Shannon and Josh to be killed in the second Twilight, then it doesn't really make sense to why in episode 1 on the second Twilight, you know, Hideyoshi and Eva were killed. Like, what did they have in terms of connection to the witch? It's either something we don't know about, or they had none and she just randomly killed them. But maybe she wants to switch it up. Maybe she wants to, I don't know, just like in a video game it'd just be switching a few toggles, but here it's very different. Yeah, maybe it's just for a boredom killer, really. Don't know, it's hard to deny that though. God damn. She brought you two together, planning to use you as the sacrifices of the second Twilight. Yeah, definitely, yeah. That is reasonable. Get it? Yeah, she tempted you and took advantage of... Oh, God. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I never thought of that. Fair. But she told me. Holy fucking shit. What? She never even said that though. In our conversation, she never said that. I think this is just... Right, what do I think? No, this is an entire lie. But he's obviously doing it because he really doesn't want her to be, you know, selected as the couple that... her and Josh to be selected as the couple that don't win. Oh God, that's going to be so horrible. Like, obviously you're doing something entirely heartbreaking. But at the same time, it'll be for a good cause. But she told me, she promised that if you don't accept the engagement ring tonight, you won't be chosen as a sacrifice, Nessa. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think our chances of being able to go to the Golden Land together are very slim. There'll be 13 sacrifices. Yeah, interesting that. Only 5 will be left alive. Yeah. Now it is interesting. Beforehand, in the end, only 5 left alive. The chances of us being part of that group are tiny. Yeah. Oh my God, I know. I know, it's so tricky, but the thing is, what if George dies? Genuinely. I want to say that, but does Shannon? Our salvation is the Golden Land. Are you? Like, genuinely, are you? We're going to reach that place and gain humanity. Yeah, that is interesting. I really don't think he's considering the, you know, horrific nature of death, really. They're literally going to die and then they're going to be able to, I don't know, somehow be reborn into whatever the Golden Land is, and they're going to be able to live a happily... Well, they're going to happily be able to live, really. It just doesn't make much sense. And it's really quite surprising that even though beforehand Kanon wasn't one who would give in to the Golden Land, now he totally is, and he really sees how much it just sounds like a blessing to a situation for a person like him. It's tricky. Yeah, that is interesting. If we do that, we may be able to find true love.
黄金鏡へ行けることを夢
Yeah,
見
but
て
this is the weirdest thing. Now it could potentially become reality. In the past, we used to dream about being able to go to the
そ
Golden
こへ
Land.
行けばどんな願いでも叶う
Yeah, so those... I do find it really quite interesting. The Kanon, you know, dreams of being a human. It's just so sad. He dreams of being a human, and yet he can't do anything but, you know, just repeat the fact that he is furniture.
私たちを
Even though it's his
こ
desire.
の苦しみから救ってくれる
Yeah, I don't disagree that it's total pain.
そう信じてた
That's what we believed. However, in this ceremony, only a few people would be invited to the Golden Land. Oh, that is interesting. So only the last people who died would be invited. Yeah. Everyone else would lose their lives as a sacrifice midway through the ceremony. Yeah, that is interesting. So I wonder what the goal of this ritual is. Is it just to open the door of the Golden Land? However, in the past, Shannon and Kanon had thought that whether they reached the Golden Land or were sacrificed, they would still be released from their duties as furniture. It's just so horrible, that it really is. That meant this ceremony would definitely bring release to furniture like them, no matter what happens. I don't like it. Oh my god. Yeah. I really hope they survive, to be honest. I mean, they're just some of the people that, you know, if they don't survive all of these, well, if you like, trials, then what is going to happen to them, genuinely? They're never going to be able to see each other again. And even the Golden Land, I think, it's just bullshit, really. Why would you ever trust something that the witch would offer? It's just so sad how they're, you know, so ridiculously rebellious to life, really. Yeah, I won't become a sacrifice. How do you know, though? Who is going to be one of the 6? Genuinely. How? Nesan and I will remain alive. We'll reach the Golden Land together. Oh yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, so I won't let you become the sacrifice of the second Twilight. Please, Nessa. Yeah, don't accept that man's ring. Why are you listening to her promises? But yeah, if you don't accept it, she promised you not to select you as a oh my god. Cannot do that. What? But they're going to... Oh, that's so awful. Tonight's ring is very special. I mean, I get that your heart won't, but at the same time, they should, because they may be killed. Nessa. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Sacrifices of the ceremony are decided on the witch's whims. Yeah, exactly, yeah, and the witch has promised to overlook just you, Nessa. Yeah, you alone will be able to go to the Golden... I know, only me. What about you, Kanon-kun? The witch's game is enough for me. Oh, interesting. Even though you've just given in to her, but okay. I'll slip through her clutches. I'm not powerless. No, I don't disagree. Tiny glance. So, grasp the faint chance he has of getting to the Golden Land. It's a lot easier said than done, but at the same time, it's fair.
所詮は仮初めじゃないか。
After all, our lives are transient, aren't they?
本当の人生を始めるために
God, in order to begin our real
僕
lives.
たちは黄金鏡へたどり着こう。
I do find it really quite interesting that these people were basic. Let's drag ourselves to the Golden Lands. Then,
人間を手に入れよう。
yeah, and I just think that's so horrible. They basically have to kill themselves or die as a sacrifice to become human. I mean, I just find it so awful that, you know, their problem and depth of, you know, inhumanity really is so bad that I suppose they never... Dying is the only way they could possibly restart themselves and gain humanity. But even so, I think this is an idyllic, I don't really want to say delusion, but it's a total misconception. There's no way it's going to happen. It's interesting that only the lives of the people that have actually survived until the last wave, really, the last twilight, those are the only people who go to the Golden Land.
そうしたらさ、
And when we've done that,
僕も姉さんみたいに
maybe I'll be able
恋
to...
が知れるかな。
Jesus Christ. Yeah, experience romance just like you, Nessa.
核だからって
Maybe I won't talk to you.
泣かせずに済むかな。
Maybe I won't have to make someone cry because I'm furniture. God, this is awful. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting that he just thinks with the current way he is and the current occupation and he has and everything around him, he is not able to show his core human side, really. It's just so awful that he believes this so damn much. Kanon-kun.
僕は
Of...
もう家具は嫌だ。
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'd have enough of being furniture. I'll definitely
人間になってやる。
become human.
こんな苦しみから
Escape this pain.
絶対に。
No matter what. She is... Oh my god, yeah, that shows total passion. The tears in Kanon's eyes. By now, Kanon had noticed. Oh, that's interesting. Shannon hadn't been the only one to know and suffer from the taste of love. He had... Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they must have affected him, the tears Jessica had shown him on that day. And Jessica's pitiful face as she tried to smooth things. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, over and stay bright ever since then. Had slowly wrought some kind of change on Connor's heart without him knowing. God, that's the awful thing. He's always told himself that he's just emotionless furniture.
Shannon. さっきから呼んでいる。
Oh god! Yeah, she's probably gonna have to deliver the meal now. Right, I'm so fucking tired, so I'm gonna leave it from here. Right. Yeah, that was really quite interesting today. My god, that was wild though. I mean, yeah, the stuff about Kanon and Shannon, I think that's definitely my favourite things I read today, and yeah, it's just so interesting, and it's so sad as well. It really is just, it's just a really quite interesting depth of emotion, really, just seeing, you know, these people so dehumanized and so hopeless actually discovering things about themselves, and in terms, you know, just stuff regarding their love, and even Kanon discovering the fact that, you know, his dehumanization, if he didn't actually have it, he would be able, you know, he definitely would have been able to fall in love with Jessica. And it's just so awful because, like, no matter how much he beats himself up for it, like, if he truly believed that he wasn't furniture like Shannon did, he doesn't even have to have anything external happening that, you know, makes his life happy. I mean, he's such a good person, so if he believes, I'm sure he could actually meet the desires, and obviously he could be as human as he wanted to, but he just doesn't. He really doesn't. It's sad. It really is. I mean, it is going to be very interesting just to see how this obviously develops, and also I really like the stuff about Beatrice as well. I love the mystery with Kirie and, you know, all of the, well, Rudolph and Eva. That stuff was brilliant, and also that was one of my favourites as well. And yeah, I really like the stuff with, I was going to say something but I forgot. I don't know. Yeah. So as you could obviously tell, I'm tired as fuck. I'm kind of annoyed I'm tired because I would have wanted to read on, but yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now. So see you guys. Hope you enjoyed.